Hello, and welcome to another episode of Starchcast on Tater Mountain, with your host, Sentient Potato, and the ever-lovely Camoku. Come say hi, man.
Yo, what's up?
Today, we're going to kind of take a break from the whole Sweet Baby thing, and instead talk about subscription services and people of the internet. But for those of you guys wondering, like, if we will return to this, it is very likely. I just felt we needed a break because it felt like we were just doing serious drama topics. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we need a palate cleanser.
Yeah. So I suppose let's start with a subject that seems to be getting worse and worse by the day. Streaming services.
Yeah.
And
Oh
just
no.
subscriptions in general. 'Cause, like,
Dun dun dun.
yeah, yeah. Let's be real. You've got them. I've got them. Your
Oh
aunt's
yeah.
got them. Your mama's got them. Your
Everybody's
mom's
got
mom.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's
And
just no avoiding it.
hell, Minecraft even just came out with a new subscription service they call like Marketplace Pass. I believe it is.
No.
It's like $5 or so.
Damn it, Mojang.
Yeah, as if fucking Realms wasn't bad enough, dude. Now there's yet another subscription service.
See, Mojang. This is why everybody just goes to CurseForge and fucking mods the living shit out of their stuff, and just fingers crossed that the entire server doesn't explode. Dang.
Speaking of servers, excuse me, there's like how many Minecraft server services at this point?
I get ads for them on the regular. Some of them are even like boasting about how they've got like some sort of Bitcoin encryption type stuff going on now.
I'm not surprised. Like when I was a kid, there was like, I believe, five services, and this would have been like the 147 days, and then like hit the 152 days, all of a sudden two more pop up. And then, like, like, it seemed like more just kept popping up, and then there were, like, all these servers. Like, remember,
hmm
Prison Break?
The show?
No, I mean, that's a good show, but, like, I mean, the Minecraft server.
I don't. I didn't delve much into the servers to be honest. So that's like unknown territory for me. So please walk me through it.
Like, like that was a server you could go on to, and you'd do this mining and whatnot, if I recall correctly, for perks in the prison. So
Mm.
like you could get better tools, you could get moved up to another cell block to do mining for slightly better materials for more like in server currency.
All right.
And like it was a rather popular one. Like some of the popular Minecraft YouTubers at the time, like Sunday, used to like do videos on that. Like there was a rather popular like falling around this. Like it was him, like and Venom, like five or six others that did videos on it.
Cool.
Yeah, and like a lot of those even like you like if you wanted quote unquote premium, like you had to shell
Yeah. Yeah.
out cash. Like this,
Damn.
like people act like one thing I've noticed is people like, oh man, like there's so much predatory monetization and everything.
Oh fuck, dude, are you new? Like, come on, World of Warcraft did it first. Keep up.
Wait, did they do it first, or did they, or were
Yeah,
they
World of
like beat by
Warcraft.
horse armor?
World of Warcraft was a fucking subscription service. You had to pay to play.
Wasn't RuneScape one as well?
No, I think so. Actually, let me instead of talking out of my ass, let me pull up the information in the almighty Google.
So speaking of subscription services, for gaming subscription services, just on PC, there's Game Pass for PC, or if you want access to cloud streaming, there's Game Pass Ultimate. There's Ubisoft Plus, EA Play regular or Premier, but if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you get access to like EA Plays regular, which used to be Origin. Then there was after that. There's I think Utomic is still around. Don't quote me on that, though.
Yeah.
They could have finally left. And then I think there's like two or three others, like Humble's subscription service, which is like you get what is it, like 12 or so games a month.
I Okay. So here we go. Um, so RuneScape wasn't. It was an online free to play. However, there was uh, uh, a subscription service for you to be a member, so you can get more features compared to what the free to play players had.
That was like the thing though. It seems like
Yeah.
every MMORPG at the time, which there's gonna be
Yeah.
people who don't even know that term now, which that's scary. Like they'll just know the shortened
you call
MMO
yourself
and that's it.
you call yourself a gamer, but you don't know what MMORPG stands for. Are you dumb?
But like literally, like that's the thing though. Like just
That's
kind of
not
going.
nice, Cam. You can't be gatekeeping like that. Shut up, dude.
But literally, like people like will only either know the like shorthand term, or they don't even know that. They're just like they get just they only know the game titles themselves. But like I remember even in commercials, like cause like a
Yeah.
lot of these like different MMO RPGs like had different commercials which just called them flat out MMO RPGs, and they'd
Yep.
advertise them as free to play, and they'd also advertise premium in the same breath. Like, stop me if you've heard this one before, but you remember Wizard 101, right? Which is apparently still around.
Yep.
They
Yep.
had
It's still around.
they had actual TV commercials at one time.
I remember those. I loved watching those commercials.
It's a shame the game
I just never
itself.
played it because we didn't have internet.
I did have internet at the time, and the game was nothing like it was being advertised as. It was just a crappy card type game with a little bit of element crap, and it was like it's honestly it wasn't worth it, dude. Like a lot of these 101 games really weren't.
Yeah.
Like there were so many good RPGs that or MMORPGs that Wizard 101 just outlived.
Which is insane when you consider that you've got something also like the along the lines of like say what was it, Realm of the Mad God.
ROTMG is actually still around.
Yeah. And it's a very simplistic game setup compared it's actually I think it's a little yeah, it's a top down 8 like 16-bit RPG, and it's pretty simple. You go around doing everything you can until it's time to go fight the Mad God of the realm. And then if you don't beat him, you get spat back out to the beginning of the entire game. You keep all your stats and everything, and you do it all over again. You keep going until you can actually beat his ass.
Realm of the Mad God was so fun. Like when I was actually
Yeah,
starting to
and
get really seriously into streaming, like once I was in high school, that was actually one
yep,
of my like main games I used to live stream. Like it was
I
that,
thoroughly
like
enjoyed that game.
yeah, like that game was freaking great. Like I gotta really revisit it one of these days to see how well it
Yeah,
held up.
I mean, I got introduced to it back in 2018. It was still awesome.
Uh,
Granted, they also did have like because again, it's a free to play. You did have the option to buy your shit. But if you were patient and you did the grind, it paid out dividends. So
since we're
you
on that
didn't need
topic,
to. Yeah.
like sorry, finish your train of thought, please. That was rude of
No,
me,
I was
sir.
just gonna say. I was gonna say since it's like okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of these MMOs or just standard RPG games, yes, they were free to play. They didn't force you to do a subscription. You could choose to do a subscription or just buy the stuff you needed or wanted. Um, but it wasn't implied because chances are that there was mechanics in place where if you were patient enough, you could grind up a bit, and next thing you know, you were unlocking even better stuff than what you can get if you just paid your way through everything. That's usually how it worked. Nowadays, that element doesn't even exist anymore because everything is you want to play this game, you have to pay for it,
Which is one of the
which
reasons
sucks.
why, despite the fact that I hate Final Fantasy XIV, I can respect it because you play up to level 80, but like if you get to that point, you're already so invested into the game, paying is
Yeah,
just the
you
natural progression.
yeah. At that point, you're like, yes, I'm in. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm going to invest in it to continue enjoying it. Um, and but see where I have respect for like games like Warframe, Final Fantasy 14, Realm of the Mad God, World of until recently World of Warcraft, I had respect for them, but then I completely lost it when they did World of Warcraft, the Neo, I guess.
Oh, you
They tried
you
to do
talking WoW Classic or
yeah. So there was World of Warcraft Classic, but then they tried to come out with some like I think it was either Warcraft 3 Reforged, and then they tried to do like a classic World of Warcraft compared to the World of Warcraft you have right now. But like it flopped so bad, they pulled the plug on it after a couple months, and then just went back to standard World of Warcraft.
I think you can still get like WoW Classics, but don't
Yeah,
quote me on that.
I don't after I heard how bad it did, I just didn't bother to keep up with it. So I assume that it had its plug pulled because that's what I heard from some people. But if I'm wrong on that, oh well, it still doesn't change the fact that it like everybody absolutely hated the fact that instead of coming up with new content, they decided we're gonna try to refresh the beginning and just completely piss off the customer base.
Speaking of
But
pissing
like,
off the customer base, Diablo 2 Resurrected, that
yeah,
game's out, but like they really like fucked over like the classic players because like they shut down the like if I recall right,
the servers,
the main service for the original Diablo 2.
oof,
So you have no
that
choice
sucks.
but to play the modern Diablo 2
Weren't there?
Resurrected.
Couldn't you do private servers though?
Maybe like if I recall right, there was a lot of
Because
bitching. Like I don't know if you can or not.
oh well. That's sad because like that was always the thing where like that well from what I remember that used to be the tactic. If a company was screwing you over, you could keep playing the game. You just had to keep a private server running the whole time because you were basically like the last light in the darkness until your server finally died or something.
Yeah. Speaking of
Um,
servers dying, like the last time I really gave a shit about Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria was being advertised on TV because it was the brand new
I
expansion.
remember those commercials. That actually those pandas were actually pretty badass.
Yeah, they were. Like, what happened to game advertising like that? Like, you get the whole Game of the Year
Eh.
2 thing with Alyssa Mercante and all that bullshit.
Oh
Fucking,
jeez.
who
Yeah.
cares at this point? But, like, they're. I mean, I don't know if you've seen all the shit on Twitter about the uglification of characters and all that that's been all over
Oh
today.
yeah. I've been watching that for the last 5 years, and I'm just like, you either listen to your customer base
Or
or
you
you're
don't have
gonna
one.
have a or you don't have one. Yeah, because like with like it was the same bullshit that happened with like DC and Marvel comics. American comics do not sell like they used to where right now the comics industry is about to shutter itself in the US, and because a lot of people are just either going to read the stuff that you can find in France, which is all like pulp comic books, like pulp fiction comic books. So these are all like one shot stories, or they're like super thick, 150 page, or like 250 page comic books that just tell a one shot story within that like that thick ass book.
Hell, it's one of the reasons why I have respect for Skybound and Image
Yeah.
Comics. Like,
Yep.
admittedly, a lot of their new stuff is kind of shit. But like some they had hits like for those of you guys who aren't aware, The Walking Dead is based off of an Image comic series which only ended like what a couple years ago.
Is Vertigo still doing comics too?
Maybe I don't have
I think
actually let me check that real quick.
I think Marvel bought them out, but like that's my point.
Oh, sorry,
What
I'll put
was
this
it?
away for now.
Marvel ended up being like they were in such a free fall that Disney came in and bought them up and propped up the MCU for them, so that kept them going for a little longer. But it didn't offset the damage that they did to their customer base because now everybody's like, cool, you're ruining all the characters we grew up with. So now they're reading all the manga,
Speaking
and
of,
then
did you see how bad apparently Madam Web was?
I have heard that it flopped harder than a fish out of water,
Like I've seen a lot of
but I haven't
posts
heard
like just in
specifics.
the last couple of days from people who apparently seen it, and like the most recent one I've seen was just saw Madam Web with my girlfriend. Ellipses. Is this a practical joke? So you know it just
Damn.
had to be amazing.
That's one of those where I'm like, how do you? I actually remember reading the Madam Web comic book when I was younger, and it was pretty badass because it was all steampunk and whatnot. I loved it.
Yeah, a lot of that shit was really cool, but
If
then
you
it
if you
all
tell me
just
you
went.
deviated if you tell me that you seriously thought you could do it better and completely deviated from source material and fucked it up, I'm sorry. It's just you get what you fucking deserve.
Exactly. Like,
I'm gonna be Joaquin Phoenix from the Joker. You get what you fucking deserve.
I still gotta see that movie one of these
I
days.
do too. I just see that clip whenever someone's roasting a moron on the internet.
Speaking of morons, have you seen all the controversy around Stellar Blade?
No.
So, like, Stellar Blade, there's been a lot of leaks. Basically, there's this one, like, character, and
Oh,
it's
the
the only character,
model.
yeah, like, the really hot character. Like, I'll admit, like, this
It,
female
they,
character, she's rather
I'll let
aesthetically
you explain it.
pleasing.
Go ahead. Yeah,
And
go ahead
people
and
are
explain. I'll let you
bitching
run with it.
and like being like, "You're a fucking porn addict," blah blah blah, all that bullshit. Because how dare there be a female character that's beautiful, has TNA, and all that shit. So,
Um,
and there's even
I'm
like
betting if you look.
clips. Sorry, you
Yeah,
first.
go ahead.
Like,
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, sorry, my brain was just going in 5 different directions. Like there was a clip of her going up a ladder and like they're like, see this shit? The modern porn addict is in the fucking gaming industry, putting out shit like this, ruining their minds. Like just utter puritanical bullshit. And I'm just looking at this and it's like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude? Do you think you're a Quaker out to protect the minds of your innocent daughter while she plows the fields, dude? Like I don't get this shit, you know what I mean?
I'm right there with you, man. It's wild.
Like, there's a reason, like, I say, like, I'll occasionally put out shit about the new Puritan movement, because, like, tell me it's not a puritanical movement, man.
The thing is that they're doing it for the puritanical movement did it for their religious beliefs. This new movement, they're just doing it because anything that succeeds or supersedes them or doesn't align to a specific parameter that some I don't know, some rando that thinks that they know how society should look has managed to convince everyone on this lie that self-improvement is not okay, that it's okay to be stagnant and to just let yourself, not get better or improve. Like it's anything that anything that is successful and it's not following it's so hard to explain because I can't put it into words from time to time.
I can. 3 words. It's a cult.
There you go. It's a cult. Thank you.
Like,
And you get bashed if you start deviating from the cult's beliefs.
yep. And
Granted,
this
people will look at me and be like, "Well, you're a Christian. You're part of a cult too." Which I'm
fucking,
like,
like, internet fedora wears. Good lord.
and I'm just like, well, yes, but no. I don't go forcing my beliefs on anyone else because it is a very strict tenet of my belief that you do not force someone to believe in what you believe.
Hmm.
You have to just the most you can say is come and see because trying there's not enough time in the world to explain how your belief operates. The most you can do is offer someone the opportunity to come and experience what it looks like and let them make the decision if they want to be part of this.
But it's interesting, though, like, those same people who will come in and mock Christianity
Oh yeah.
will go ahead and be zealous defenders of everything else. Like, they see Christianity as this easy
Mm-hmm.
target.
Oh yeah.
And, like, I'm probably gonna sound rude here, but, like, and like, the thing I think that irks me the most is, like, a lot of these, like, folks who, like, get criticized, like, by these, folks, just will say nothing to defend themselves or that, like, yeah, come and see. Like, okay, yeah, like, whatever on that. Like, I fully agree. Like, that's the way to go. But, like, at the same time, like, if you're gonna have your beliefs, you gotta defend them. Like, people just don't. It's weird to me.
It's also one of those things of
Speaking of, by the way, did you see the
the
friggin', like, Free
oh
Palestine advocate who was bitching about the MREs and then was too stupid to use a flameless ration heater?
Oh yeah. The what was it? You just pour water into a pack and you stick the food in there, and that heats up the food. Yeah, I've used those.
So have
It's not
I.
that
Like
hard.
I used to bring those in like for school lunch in high school. Which let me tell you, the reactions of people like
Oh
in the
yeah,
high
sorry
school
about that.
You're more
cafeteria when there's just
interested in
smoke
I
coming
am
from where
eating
you
it.
are.
okay, that
It's
stove, I'm
delicious.
heating it
I
up.
gave you the idea to put it in the lasagna noodles that were left over from the original batch. Don't do this to me. It's delicious.
I opened 3 cans.
Ooh, 3 cans of Brunswick stew. Yummy.
I
You got
the
Brunswick
stove,
stew?
and you have
Shit,
the
that's awesome.
audacity to eat it slowly. What is it?
Yes, I am eating it
As
slowly because
you
I've
are
got over
eating,
500 milligrams of caffeine still trying to process out of my system. I'm surprised I can even scarf down a few spoonfuls right now.
Chug, chug,
I'm
chug,
buzzing. I
chug.
am buzzing.
I hope that eating more food will help me go to sleep
I'm
when
hoping
I
so
can.
too because I don't feel tired at all and I don't feel hungry and it's insane. Yes, we did. Love you. Uh, oh man, I'm
Like,
lucky to have her in my life.
I know, bro, that's awesome. I'm genuinely happy for you.
Uh, yeah, 10. I think this July will be 10 years officially. Yeah, because 2014. This 2014 to 2024, officially 10 years together.
Congratulations, man. That's genuinely
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And anyways, going back to the main topic of things.
Yeah, like,
So here's the
oh, sorry, you
there's
first.
a yeah. It's just so there's some literature that I've been reading from like other. So I'll go ahead and just explain it now. I am what's considered Orthodox Christian, meaning we go back to the beginning of the timeline as far as the ecumenical councils. These are like groups that formed, or this is like the ecumenical council is basically a group of church leaders that based all their beliefs are based around the teachings of the apostles who were spreading the good news of Jesus Christ. And there were, I think, four ecumenical councils, and it ultimately set up the structure um, for the Orthodox Church in that time. I don't remember the exact timeline. I don't have any of the stuff with me. But one interesting thing is after that there was like I think there was like a sixth or seventh ecumenical council that was supposed to be brought together, but they never came together, and that led to the schism that formed the Catholic Church, which originally I was raised Catholic, but then I converted to the Orthodoxy because I wasn't agreeing with what the Pope was doing. But that's neither here nor there because those dudes will just claim oh, what was there's this special phrase that they use. It essentially it's a Latin phrase that just means, oh, well, the Pope wasn't on his chair when he said this. So
Ah,
it's not officially the Pope saying it, it's just the Pope as a civilian. Whereas if he was sitting on his chair, it would be the official word of the Pope. Which I'm like, then the Pope needs to stop being on Twitter and saying stupid things because he's making himself look bad.
I have many opinions about the Pope. None of them are positive.
Oh, none of mine are positive. Yeah, I don't care if I no longer associate. I haven't associated myself with the Catholic Church for some time. Like it's been a good 15 years. I don't care. Like you guys have nah. Anyways, but bringing it back to why you don't see a lot of Christians defending their beliefs, it just comes down to the fact that it's called lukewarm Christianity.
Yep.
You are actually supposed to stand up for your beliefs and defend it. Most people can't even bring up the courage to do that, much less actually get into a fist fight.
May
There
I
are so many
interject real
stories.
quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Like people say, or like people use the like certain phrase, the meek shall inherit the earth, but they twist
Yeah.
it to believe that the cowardly shall inherit the earth and use that as an excuse, in my
Oh.
eyes, to just hide away and do fuck all.
Yeah, that actually brings me to a very important bit of information. Um
It's the gentle,
I
right?
didn't well, it's the gentle, but then the meek shall inherit the earth is only one bit. It's also the those who seek the Lord, those who thirst and hunger for the Lord shall be fulfilled. There's also another section that says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be known as sons of God." There's also another one that says, um, "Blessed are the pure of heart, for theirs shall be the kingdom of heaven." There's it's everyone just focuses on the meek shall inherit the earth, but there is actually like a whole thing that needs to be said, and the meek shall inherit the earth is just like one bit in this entire line that you're supposed to chant during a sermon or during a liturgy within the Orthodox Church. But uh, all the other segments of Christianity that broke away from the Orthodoxy and then broke away from the Catholic Church, and then it just splintered and splintered from then on out. They all have one piece of the puzzle, and then they're just putting in the wrong pieces that were never supposed to go to that puzzle.
I mean,
Because like even the huh
sorry, you first.
the interesting thing is I started realizing the more like started comparing different versions of the Bible together. So you got like the layman's was it the layman's so there's the King James version, there's the
Gideon.
um new integrated something, it's like the NIV. Then there's the layman's Bible, which has like more simplified English. And granted, if you read like the Orthodox Study Bible, that has the direct translations from Scripture, but you have to understand how to read like Old World English because it speaks differently. There's your thys and thous and those.
Ye as well. Lots of
Yeah,
ye's.
lots of ye's. Uh, you come to find out though, because of the other translations, the newer translations actually leave a lot of information out to where I'm just like, I can't read those other ones. I have to actually go back to the original translation and read off of that, even though it's so complicated to read what that old English looks like. You
I,
basically have to read this with patience because as if you so much as only focus on like one specific verse and you don't account for the other three behind it and the four in front of it, you're missing an entire message.
yep, and unfortunately, as the as Christianity splinters and new Bibles come out, more and more is lost in translation.
Yep. And it all boils down to one of those things where it's like, cool, you call yourself a Christian, but you don't act like one.
Much
You're not
like
willing to stand up for your beliefs. Oh yeah, go ahead.
they say Rhino, Republican in name only. A lot of it's Christian in name only. I guess Sino, but even you can't really use that term for obvious reasons. Sino, like
Uh,
Encino, I guess that works.
yeah, Sino. It's sad
It
because then at the same time, this also allows for certain third party to come in and just ruin things for everybody, or just paint Christians in a bad light while also taking advantage of them.
and unfortunately that happens way too often. It's only getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way I was raised, there was a little bit of Baptist, a little bit of Catholic, there was a little bit of Lutheran. That was later in life, and I think there was also I almost want to say Orthodox because my grandpa's an ordained minister.
Mm-hmm.
There was also like Sunday school teachings, a couple houses over. Like for a while, like I said, I was very lapsed. I may as well have been an atheist for how little I was Christian. I did,
Yep.
like I did. I admit I tried to do my prayers every night and every morning. Now I lay me down to sleep to my Our Father which art in heaven ones. Like it took
Yep.
me a while to really find my faith again.
Yeah, I was the same way. I had a break away from my family when I graduated high school, and I had to step away from being a Catholic, and I took the long way around to the Orthodoxy. Eventually, I came back around. I'm like, yeah, I got to get back into this, but I got to go really old school because the old school stuff is speaking to me.
A lot of that speaks to me as well. Like I'm, and it's really hard. It seems like to really find a lot of that stuff now. Like we
Yeah.
have a couple of King James Bibles, like in the house, but that's kind of it. Like I used to actually bring one to school when I was younger before I was told I couldn't bring it in anymore.
Yeah.
But like I'm going into my
Um.
school experience is a whole can of worms best left for a whole different podcast because
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I'm sharing my side just because it helps. It helps contextualize why I'm explaining the reason or my reasoning for why a lot of Christians don't stand up for their beliefs because
like mine's
that was it.
entirely unrelated to religion. That's why I'm not bringing it up.
I gotcha. One of the stories that I remember it's the I think it's the story of Saint Nicholas, which is funny because that's Jolly Saint Nick or Santa Claus, what
Yeah.
eventually became Santa Claus. The story goes that there is a gathering of priests, and there's they're discussing. I don't remember exactly what they were discussing, but this one Egyptian, I think he was an Egyptian priest, tries to make a topic of discussion for why all the Greek gods and Egyptian gods and so on and so forth, like all these minor gods are actually just smaller representations of the actual god. To which Saint Nicholas' response is to walk up to this man and smack him across the face.
Okay.
It's like just like, wait a minute, hold on, why? That's uncalled for. It's St. Nicholas took such offense to that he just couldn't help himself but to walk up and just smack this priest across the face because he's like, dude, what are you saying? You are bordering on heresy.
Speaking of
All,
heresy, to go kind of into a different subject, what is
yeah.
your opinion on the Taoist adaptation of Christianity that existed in ancient China?
I do not know anything about that, so I will not speak on that matter
I'll have
because I'd
to
like to take
send you
time
the
to.
couple of documents when I can then.
Yeah, I'll have to read up on it and
Sorry
see
for
what's
interrupting
what.
you.
No, no, it's fine. Like this is actually, I didn't even know this was a thing. So I tend to try to not talk on stuff I don't know anything about. So if that's actually a thing that they documented back in the day, then that's cool. That's like just recently I found out that what was it just recently I found out that in World War II, it turns out there was like a large population in Hiroshima that was Orthodox Christians, which is very unfortunate considering what happened next.
I'm listening.
Well, you know how World War II ended in Hiroshima, right?
Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Yeah, sorry, it took
Yeah,
me a second.
yeah,
Sorry. It was like, wait a minute, this sounds. Oh, shit! Sorry.
yeah, yeah. World War II Hiroshima. A good portion of the Orthodox Christian population for Japan was in Hiroshima, and unfortunately, they got atomized.
I suppose since we're talking about Japanese Christianity, what's your opinion on the whole Izukori thing?
Izukori.
Yeah, that would be
Oh,
Japanese Jesus, where, like, supposedly, and this will probably border on heresy, but, like, supposedly, the real, like, death place of Jesus was actually in Japan, and it was actually Jesus' twin brother Izukori or something like that who died and was, on the cross and whatnot. Like, it's some real weird shit.
let me see right here because I think a little known legend of Jesus in Japan. Let me see what they got. Itinerant shepherd who 2 million is settled down to. Let's see. Okay, so here is in the mountain hamlet of Shingo. He's remembered by the name Daitenku Taro Jurai. The rest of the world knows him as Jesus Christ. Um, is let's see. According to amusing local folklore, that was his kid. Let's see. Turns out that Jesus of Nazareth, the Messiah, worker of miracles, and spiritual figurehead for one of the most foremost religions, did not die on the cross of Calvary as according to music local folklore, that was his kid brother Isukiri, whose severed ear was interred in an adjacent burial mound in Japan. I don't know what to make of this, to be honest.
The only reason I know about this was, at one point the, Twitch streamer Varg Skeletor, Vinesauce Joel,
Yeah, Joel. I know him.
Like he actually brought that up and even like talked about it a little bit. Like during one of his streams, it may have been Windows Destruction or one of those like big streams of his. And like
Yeah.
I heard this at first, I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, what do you think of that? Like, you know, how do you even just like, you
Well,
know,
that's one of those things where I'm like, okay, cool. This is the Smithsonian Magazine reporting on this. This is the article I found from Smithsonian Magazine. And to be honest, okay, it's local folklore, which at the end of the day, it's local folklore. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to defer to the wisdom of the fathers, which is the apostles, and everyone that also was able to write upon the um was able to build off the wisdom of the original apostles and continued writing what they could to further help understanding the scripture. None of that, as far as to my knowledge so far, and none of that does it say that, hey, he actually went to Japan after he died. Everyone pretty much understands that the belief is he died, resurrected 3 days later, and after a certain amount of time ascended to heaven.
yeah,
So this is very interesting that I never knew about this, but at the same time, it's like I'm gonna take this with a major grain of salt.
that's fair. I just thought it was kind of fascinating and was kind of curious your opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm reading it, and it's like, okay, they have the story on here. I'm just reading it right now. This is very interesting.
Also, I sent you the like what I could find on Amazon about the
Yeah.
Taoist teachings of or I think it was like Taoist teachings of Christianity. Like I found it on Amazon, so I got it sent to you.
Uh, huh. Yeah, all that they're going off of is the fact that there's supposed to be a lock of hair and his sibling's ear. I mean, that's also one thing where, nah, because then it's like, okay, cool. All you have is this one town saying that this is their folklore, but then you've got multiple accounts about how Jesus was resurrected and then made his ascension after some time.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just
So,
fascinating to me, like the different
oh yeah, it's
folklores.
I kind of want to do a deep dive on this and figure out what it is that happened, because like Japan, as far as like their Shintoist beliefs, and then just the historical progression from when, let's see, like they have a very complicated history. I've tried deep diving it before, and it's just you have all these different eras where was it you have all these different what were they called, the feudal eras, and you you just have all these people that are basically at one point or another, as soon as the feudal lord dies, someone is trying to make their move so they can be crowned feudal lord next. But it goes so far where it's like you're constantly having all these different you have all these different periods where there's chaos, just because they're trying to assimilate power into one person, but all these other people in the royal family are just disagree over who should take the reins. Or if they do agree, later on you find out someone made moves in the back end to overthrow the actual ruler. It's a whole thing, and it's just one of those, like, I want to see how that ties together, because whole time these guys were Shintoists.
It
Not
is like genuinely kind of interesting because yeah,
Yeah, it's like I was like, ooh, it's a puzzle, and I want to tinker around with it to see what happened. But at the end of the day, I'm like, it's probably just a red herring.
true enough. But it's I like the idea. Just like there's all these different folklores, like Christianity found its way in all these different places, and everyone like just has all these different things. Like it's just
Yeah.
really neat to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the scripture already explains that sometime after the ascension, the apostles were able to actually direct, like it was they were able to speak in multiple languages to where it didn't matter where they went. Anyone that heard them speak could understand what they were saying as they were spreading the good news.
Was this
So
before or after the religion? I say religion, so take that with a grain of salt. But like of the Nordic pantheon.
I wouldn't know where this sits as far as the Nordic pantheon is concerned.
Like, cause I'm just wondering because like it kind of like hold on, like wasn't there like something in there where it's like could speak every language?
Yeah, so what happens is you have the Holy Spirit shows up and basically grants them the ability to it's like the first thing that everyone notices that the apostles or the apostles themselves realize that they can now speak in different languages. Apart from that, they themselves for a time were actually capable of performing miracles, but they weren't supposed to use it like that. It was all in oh geez, I might be remembering this incorrectly, but the main thing I do remember is that the Holy Spirit shows up and it gives them the ability to go ahead and speak in multiple languages. To where it's not even just, oh, it appears and shows and gives them the ability. No, it appears, becomes part of them, and they have the ability to speak in multiple languages to show proof that they're not lying. They now have a part of the Holy Spirit within them, or just it's equally within all of them, or something like that. It's the old English is really really goes into like specific detail of what happens, so you kind of end up not remembering what it is you're trying to read.
Okay.
Um, and that just leads to them basically traveling as far as they can and trying to spread the word as much as they can. So you have like the books like Corinthians, and there's like the Orthodox Bible, if I remember correctly, has like a bunch like I think there's like 12 or 16 books that don't exist in the King James version,
Which
but
is
the Orthodox Bible has them.
where can you even find the Orthodox Bible now?
Oh, just go to any like Eastern Orthodox church. They'll probably sell it to you. Then I don't see that why they wouldn't.
Okay.
Or you can also I'll send you a link to a website I know. It's called Ancient Faith Ministries. That's like the website that has all the Orthodox stuff in it, and then there's like podcasts where they explain stuff about the Orthodoxy, and then there's literature that they also have themselves to help better understand the scripture if you have trouble understanding some things, or also like one of their major books is specifically to help you resolve any misconceptions or myths, or not myths, but like wrong ideas about what it is to be an Orthodox Christian.
Okay. I
Yeah,
appreciate
it's
it.
really cool stuff. Yeah, here, let me actually send it to you right now. I'll have to search up the website real quick. But the the whole commit, like not it's called the Great Mission, was for them to proceed to go around spreading the word as much as they could, to where like scripture says they went everywhere. Like they were able to spread out throughout Africa, throughout parts of Europe, and the whatever they couldn't get to, other people were able to cover the distance for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's why you just see this like prevalence of Christianity throughout the world.
Which is very
We're
cool.
like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. but then again, like I mentioned, at a certain point, you have the ecumenical councils being formed, and this is to decide where which there was like which communities have grown large enough to warrant a bishop to oversee the region, and it's why with the original pope, before he became pope, he was actually trying to attain the title of bishop, and did not work. They bring the ecumenical council together, and they just say, nope, doesn't warrant ecumenical council because reasons. There was just no reason for them to do one to give him the title of bishop when there was already a bishop not that far away, geographically speaking.
Okay.
So they're like, no reason to do it. To which the bishop just pulls a full bender and goes, fine, I'll do my own thing with blackjack.
And nuns.
Yeah, with blackjack and nuns. And so that's where you have the schism. All his followers go with him and create the Catholic Church.
That one
Um,
went well, huh?
yeah, no. Fast forward to now, and you've got the Pope advocating for socialism.
And even if not for that, there's like all these sex scandals that come up. Wasn't there
Yep.
one place with like fetuses found under the floorboards? Like there's all
Oh,
sorts of
jeez.
like
Yeah.
there's all sorts of shit that like pops up, and it's like stuff like this that makes me understand like a lot of people's like positions where they say Catholics, and I know this is gonna be very controversial, but like where a lot of people say Catholics are no longer Christians, and I understand that viewpoint.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where that phrase "Christian only in name" pops up.
Yeah.
They're Christian in name only. Yeah, because it's their actions are not reflecting what a Christian should be. And before anyone tries to come out of the woodwork and be like, "Oh, well, you're being a hypocrite," it's like actually Scripture literally demands of us that anyone who takes upon themselves the the effort of being a Christian, you open yourself up to be called out by your own brothers and sisters in Christ if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and going in the exact opposite direction, trying to drive other people with you in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Scripture actually tells you you're supposed to call that person out and hold them accountable and bring them back into the grace of God. But too many people are afraid to do that, and they just go off. That's why you have like stuff like what was that guy that did the whole Kool-Aid thing, or Flavor Aid?
You're talking like the ant? No, not the ant. Jamestown?
Jamestown. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, I just have too many damn cults in my head. Like, there's the Anthill Kids,
Yeah,
there's Jamestown, there's friggin' this one, that. Like, there's so many damn just
the
like
Branch Davidians.
cults. Yeah, that would Waco. Yeah,
Yeah,
like we live in such a sick and twisted world, man.
yeah. Which is I'm thoroughly impressed that we haven't already nuked ourselves into oblivion. Maybe someone is out there looking for us, looking out for us.
Either that or just got a bowl of popcorn. Watch this shit.
Hey man, look, season 30, season 367 just started. Get in here.
Yup. Lordy.
Let's see. All right, let me go ahead and patch this over to you real quick. But yeah. Anyways, just coming trying to bring it back to the main point. The the thing that irritates me when it comes to stuff like this. Oh shoot! I actually think I've lost my train of thought because I'm trying to bring it back now. We went from subscriptions to somehow ending up at religion. Talk of religion.
And we hadn't even finished the subscription talk. Because I kind
Yeah,
of went off and just like, oh yeah, Warcraft.
yeah. Yeah. So. Oh, right. It's because of the what was it? The neo Puritan movement that's trying to like bitch about Stellar Blade's character design. Um. It's they are trying to use the Christian arguments because, or the Christian conservative arguments, because now it's convenient for them to pull that out of the deck.
Oh, speaking of, I mean, you've probably seen my thing. Like just recently calling out Matt Walsh's post and saying this is why you will never see me being right or left wing because both sides are so like hypocritical about this stuff.
I am a Christian.
Yeah, I'm not
I am
I'm not
neither left nor right.
anti-Christian.
I am the
Exactly.
Orthodox. Yeah, it's like, dude, no. Like, my whole deal is stop screwing over your fellow man, and stop supporting these idiot corporations that are trying to screw over your fellow man.
Yep.
Because it's like we're supposed to be watching out for each other, and we're not.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's not the corporations we answer to.
Yeah, and that's like the only reason the United States was able to survive for as long as it has is because the way that the Constitution was written
One nation under
literally
God.
says one nation under God. But on top of that, at the very beginning, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all was it what was it all no, hold on, I'm gonna try to stop. I've got way too much caffeine in my system, and I'm just gonna pull up the Constitution real quick.
I understand. I have the
uh,
caffeine shakes from hell right now. I understand.
let's see. Oh god, it's in cursive. Here we go. uh we the people. Hold on a second. The Declaration of Independence. Here we go. Man, come on.
While Kamoku's getting that, like just to quickly circle back to the subscription talk, there's like going back to even Ubisoft, there are two tiers of Ubisoft. There's Ubisoft Plus Classics, which is like I think it's like 70-ish games, like no DLC, whatever, like no cloud access, no this thing, that thing, whatever. Like that's like $8. Then there's for 18.99, give or take. That would be the regular Ubisoft Plus, which gives you access to cloud streaming and gaming. Like if you were to add the different prices of all the subscription services, like let's say you just want to get Game Pass and just Ubisoft Plus, say, or Game Pass plus GTA Plus, like you're looking at 25 or $26 just to play some video games. Like, and if you were to get all different subscription services, you'd be playing or paying pretty close to like 60 or more a month just for video games. It's insane. And that's not even counting if you choose to get like movie subscription services, Spotify,
Ah,
or any other
okay, here it
music
is, I think.
service. Alright, and back to Komoku.
It's okay. So let's see. This is in Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America: when, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And then it keeps going on with the rest of it, where it says basically, if government or if anyone else tries to get in the way of that, you have the right to fight to maintain whatever order is, and to maintain the Declaration of Independence.
Yep.
And you know
Oh yeah.
The fact that the whole thing is not written to say no, your rights are issued to you only by the government. No, 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 no. The guys that fucking created the society we have right now even said it in their documentation when they first wrote everything out. Hey, this ain't based on government. This is based on God.
Yep.
And it's like, come on now. It's like here you have people that studied scripture or at least studied what was available to them, and even they understood how important this was. But they didn't try going around controlling people. At the same time, they weren't afraid to throw hands when it came to defending their beliefs.
Yep.
And that was the whole point of like we're gonna look out for each other so we can all strive for the things we want to do in life, as long as we're not hurting each other. Unfortunately, for the people that are complaining about Stellar Blade, and I think there was also another game that a buddy of mine told me about, which I'm at the point where I'm just expecting to hear. Okay, let's see, Vindictus defying fate. There's been posted screenshots of the artwork for that, and it looks amazing too. Um, and then like just name any game that's been receiving hate from certain third parties that for whatever reason believe that it's anti their beliefs of how a video game should be made. And hey, you should have consulted with us. Now we're going to harass you until you cave to our demands.
A lot of this stuff I've noticed seems to be directly aimed towards Asian crowds. Like a lot of this kind of comes back to a point that I actually wanted to bring up one of the last times we talked about this. There is a major in pop culture anti-Asian sentiment, and there has been since as soon as Asian pop culture, and I'm talking from all around the world, not just Japan, not just Korea, but like started hitting the US. Like there's been purposely bad dubs. There's been ghost stories, which
Yeah.
ghost stories like there's this rumor. Well, I say rumor, but this rather popular story going around that Japan gave them the go ahead to do this really bad dub and whatnot. But like you go and look at the other dubs, and it's like that's very clearly not the case. This was very clearly a studio going rogue.
Yeah, it was a studio going. Actually, what was it? Kobayashi Dragon Maid. You're making me
Fucking
think of that
Kobayashi's
story
Dragon
exactly.
Maid. There, Lordy, that makes me want to pick up the bottle again. That whole fucking debacle.
Jeez, you're telling me I want to go out and get a cigar, but all the cigar shops are closed right now. Because if we're seriously going in this direction,
Yeah.
it's you have a lot of people that have gone rogue, but they're trying to say, oh, no, 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 we're just trying to make sure that the correct message that everyone wants to hear is being put out. What message?
What a fucking joke.
It's like this is a show. Like, okay, fine. You like what was it with Kobayashi's Dragon Maid? I was like, oh well, this is just for specific people that only care about specific, a specific type of media.
Basement
Because
dwellers?
they can't think, they can't. Well, it's like they constantly try to tie it back to, well, you're just objectifying women, which is like, I'm sorry, but there is one YouTuber who completely broke down the fact that even going back to the 80s, the originators of Japanese anime were doing fucking fan service. It's why Shonen Jump exists, because that's literally like Shonen Jump was supposed to be the fan service for guys, and then there was what was it? Was it Shoujo? So Shonen was uh manga comics that were focused towards being advertised to males, and then shoujo comics, which were targeted to be marketed to females. And no one batted an eye throughout the 80s, throughout the 90s, throughout the early aughts. Go through 2010, yeah, you start seeing some people starting to bitch and moan about it. And now fast forward to now. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you just now complaining about this? It's been around for the longest time.
Yep.
and it's like the whole thing, the whole complaint about fan service. Like, I'm sorry, it's been part and parcel. It's the core of how they do their storytelling. I'm sorry you don't like it, but like, okay, cool. Follow your own logic. If you don't like it, don't watch it then. Go make your own. It's not going to kill you to go make your own.
They can't.
Like,
It's all about control. If they don't control
well, yeah,
every
it's
facet of everything, they're not happy.
yep. That's why it's one of those things where I'm looking at what's it called? You have independent people making their own shows. You've got the Amazing Digital Circus as an example. Space King. You've got Hell of a Boss. Has Been Hotel, for example. You've got all these people that are making their own independent shows, and they are damn good at what they're doing. Sure, you don't have to like what they're doing, but these are people that are going out of their way, making their own stuff, and it's good.
Exactly.
It's
Gotta respect
good.
their talents.
Yeah. Like, and I've got mad respect that Vivzy was able to pull the voice actor for Zim and Billy.
Though speaking of
And
Has Been Hotel, obviously we gotta bring up, like, this is an old subject of still, but remember that friggin' music video? Like, that
the animator that paid 50K to make a specific music video that was not at all canon or anything to Has Been Hotel, but idiot paid the animators to do this, and he posted it on the internet.
didn't he go broke from that?
Yeah, he did. He went bankrupt from doing that.
Like, do these people even think, bro?
Oh man. I think he was trying to flex. He was trying to flex, and he didn't think of what the possible consequences of his flex were.
That's
All he was
like,
focused on was,
so,
"Hey guys, I spent 50K on this animation. Check it out." And it's like, have you considered therapy?
why would they go for therapy? It's much easier to do stupid shit and throw cash.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
You ain't kidding.
But going back to the main topic about this independent media guys, I remember at one point I was looking through the channel for the guys behind the Amazing Digital Circus, and they actually at one point were holding a convention where they were showcasing all the shows they were working on, as well as showcasing the voice actors that were also involved in the show, as well as the other projects that they're involved in. So like with I can't think of any of the voice actors off the top of my head, but some of them are like in other pieces of work that already exist that are pretty good. Oh, and then another thing also. No one talks about like the independent horror stuff that goes on YouTube.
There was
Like,
there was a
great.
renaissance of that back in the 2010s. Like there was
I'm
zombie
talking
stuff. There was
I'm talking Greylock. I'm talking Mystery Flesh Pit. Mystery Flesh Pit National Park, the Monument Mythos series, the what was it, the Walton Files, which is like the more extreme version of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I actually made my own at one point last year.
Yeah,
Independent short film that was like kind of
nice.
kind of horror thing myself. Actually did pretty
Ooh.
decently.
Yep.
I think,
And
like it was pretty good, I think.
Go ahead.
Like I called it or I believe I called it like the delusional ramblings of a man in isolation. Like I thought it
That's
did.
actually pretty dope.
Like I thought it
You
did
can play
pretty
with
good.
that.
Like I really got to make a sequel one of these days, but like trying to just do things like that off the top of your head, you got to do like a lot of improvisation.
Oh, I've been cooking up a story, and I'm just like, oh, like it's. I want to do. I basically want to do like a Lovecraftian horror type setup, except you never actually see the threat. It's just out the corner of your eye and rapidly approaching. You can do things to offset it, but it's constantly getting closer and closer, and the main character is like stuck inside this suit, and his only hope is to get it recharged to jump to another plane of existence. So that whatever this thing is that's chasing him doesn't get him. But it's like, cool, new plane of existence, but now you're facing a new horror.
It's like, oh, goodbye, Thu. Hello, Yog Sototh. Sototh.
Yeah, it's like, oh damn it, new threat, and I don't know how this thing's moving. It's like you feel eyes on you.
Yeah, it.
Jump away. You now feel teeth grinding in the distance.
You jump away. You can feel the infernal fires or something like that, right?
Yeah, there's an infernal heat, under your boots. Like what the fuck?
Yep.
But yeah, it's just like that's all. Like it makes me respect the guys that have done this because like every single one of them have had to storyboard this and figure out what art style they're going for, what the themes are going to be, what direction are they trying to go in, and like what was it with Walton File? Something I noticed is and it was pointed out by Wendigoon during one of his live streams. A lot of the art, actually the majority of the art for Walton Files, is all hand drawn and hand painted.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and that's like 3 years worth of work for everything they have right now. And it's amazing, but it just took him so long to get that out because he was basically doing all the art himself and the animations and figuring out how everything was going to look and figuring out how he wanted to tell his story. Same with Monument Mythos. The dude is doing snapshots to tell the story and eventually actually has some actual video that showcases the threat in question and doesn't it just gives you just enough to keep you in suspense the whole time.
One thing I wonder in relation to that, I almost wonder if we're gonna see a kind of trash fire, so to speak, because like there's
What you mean?
like with all like the rise of all the AI stuff, how long
Mm.
until someone just kind of goes the lazy route and just like does a whole bunch of AI instead of like actually coming up with their own story or any of that, and just like
Um
in mass drops where like
it's
how like
already
Nextbot ruined Gmod and whatnot.
it's already happening.
It is.
Because you have, what was it? So you have ChatGPT. You've got OpenAI, which owns, I think OpenAI owns ChatGPT.
Yeah, it open it
You've
owns
got
chat.
you've got you've got Midjourney, which is supposed to be a video rendering AI, and then you've got all these different AI companies that are doing their own thing. Some of them are image generators, video renderers, uh, what was it, voice replication AIs, where if you can take a sample of someone saying certain words, the AI will then figure out a way to replicate the voice to where it just straight up steals a voice. It's already happened. Like
Yeah, like a lot of
all the
Indian scammers use that to try to intimidate and scare money out of elderly and mentally infirm folks.
Yep,
It's
and
disgusting.
it is, and unfortunately, it's too late for us to do anything. The genie is out of the bottle, and we can't put it back in.
Yep, all it can do is
Um,
just brace for impact.
yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like the dumpster fire has already started. It's just, are you going to pay attention to the dumpster fire, or are you going to be able to identify where the actual campfires are at? Because at the end of the day, there's always going to be artists that can just outpace AI. Everyone keeps thinking, oh, AI is going to just ruin everything if you let it.
That
Yeah,
reminds
yes,
me,
I
I gotta
get.
work on my couple of concepts for comic characters. I haven't had
Yep,
the time to just like sit down and like draw out and sketch out those couple of characters I wanted to. As well as
yep.
that
A
world
buddy of
building.
mine. Yep, a buddy of mine is also working on a comic idea he wants to do. And it's essentially like a space mining survival story.
Speaking of, when will you have free time to play Deep Rock Galactic one of these days, man?
I should be able to tomorrow because
Tomorrow I think may be taken.
All right,
I'll
I can do Tuesday. My days are pretty much opened up just because I'm still in between jobs. I'm just waiting to
actually.
hear
I know
back from people.
Tuesday is taken entirely. Like I'll let you know tomorrow what's going
Oh yeah,
on,
I'll just
dude.
keep checking up. I'll just keep checking up with you. It's fine.
Yeah, sorry, dude. Like my schedule's kind of weird. It's like
Yeah.
Tuesday. I'm gonna be flying the podcast solo unless you happen to have time, like starting around 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, I wouldn't be available by that time because I'd be with Tuesday. I'm usually the one making sure that all the little ones are down for bed. So
Yeah, no problem. I
because
wasn't trying to be rude, dude. Sorry.
oh no, it's fine. It's like no, this is just kind of like a sneak peek at what I do in the when I'm not streaming or playing video games or helping you or doing this podcast with you. It's I'm basically amateur voice acting and narrating the stories that my kid has in his library, and then I'm singing to his younger brother when he's in his bed. So it's like I'm singing lullabies and whatnot for one kid, and then the older one, read me this book, read me this book, read me this book, and it's like, okay, Bionicle Book One, let's go for the 66th time in a row.
Oh man, but are Bionicles even a thing still?
Uh, kinda. They've been turned into memes. Have you seen the? Here, let me actually look it up and post it because there's a Bionicle meme that's fucking hilarious. It's a YouTube one.
Like genuinely, the last time I heard anything about Bionicle was like mid to late 2012, like around the same time of Ninjago, if you remember that.
Yeah. Geez, it's been a long time since I heard of it. But you got people that actually do like they do their own edits of cutscenes or like was it one dude actually managed to get all the old school cinematography for the Bionicle commercials and he upgraded the resolution to like 4K 60 FPS and oh my god, it looks good.
That
It,
reminds
it
me of
looks
that clip I saw a couple years ago where they or a dude went out of his way to both upscale and increase the frame rate of a scene from Amazing Spider-Man to like
oh dang.
4K 60 FPS, and it looked
Oh shoot.
amazing, dude. And like I
Nice.
see stuff like that, and it's like, all right, if they can do that and it looks that amazing, why do we have these like lower resolution quote unquote cinematic or not lower resolution, sorry, lower frame rate cinematic like movies still? Why not at least upgrade to like a proper 30? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the thing is with
Like other than like
most
more films. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, well that's just it. It's the you have these executive producers on the back end that are demanding it be that it's a movie instead of it actually being a that it's actually being a whole deal where it's actually a playable video game. Like I remember what was it?
Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore, yeah, they want exactly like Hardcore Henry, but the thing is with Hardcore Henry, that was actually pretty well done. Where it was like you felt like you were watching a video game playthrough. Same with like Doom had the Doom movie
The good
near
one,
the
not the
end.
newer one from like 2016 or so.
No, it would be the 2016 one
Wait, really?
where they go to
2016
Mars
one?
and yeah, it was the 2016 one. Wasn't that one the one where it's got Dwayne the Rock Johnson in it?
No, that's like 2004, the one you're thinking of. It also had the
Oh
demo for
shoot!
Doom 3 on the disc.
Oh dang, I didn't know about that. Um, yeah, no, okay, so the '04 one or the '03 one that had the Rock in it. There's like I want to say like the last 5 minutes or so of the film is a first person view of Grimm just tearing through everything. It's like damn, like it made you want to play Doom. The thing is, like now I see that, and then compare it to like Doom 2016, the video game, or Doom Eternal, and it makes me want to play Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal.
This is a hot take, and I've probably said this like at least once or twice
Oh yeah, you
before.
have you weren't impressed by those. I understand.
Like, I love the soundtrack, don't get me wrong, but I hated the games. Like,
And
I,
that's perfectly fine.
I feel like it would have been better to have them under a different IP entirely. Because, like, they
Yeah.
didn't even really feel like Doom to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, what was it? I think if you know who Yahtzee is from Zero Punctuation.
Oh, shit, I haven't seen Zero Punctuation in, like, I think before COVID, actually.
Yeah, I was still watching Zero Punctuation during COVID. I still watched them, but I haven't watched the stuff in a while after that.
I used to watch a
But
lot
with
of Oxhorn and the Epic Night 315 around then.
all right, yeah. So Zero Punctuation. I think he actually went on a rant about Doom 2016 and how yes, there is lore.
Oh, yeah, there's a
The
lot of
game,
lore.
yeah, there's a lot of lore dump in both games. It's just not the focus. The focus is rip and tear. So if you want the lore, it's there. You just have to pause the game and read through it
Yeah, you just gotta,
because the
like,
game's
pay
not about
attention.
the game's not about the doing exposition dump unless it's core to you ripping and tearing something apart. Which for the campaigns and the DLCs, yeah, it is. But if you want like the background of what's going on that explains why Doom Guy is on Mars and what the hell the demons are doing, you got to stop and read the lore as you're collecting stuff.
Oh, speaking of
Um,
lore, like, the best part about Doom Eternal is that opening cutscene. Like, that was badass.
yeah, yeah, he jumps through the portal.
Yeah, like,
It's like you're in space, you're walking out into basically a spacewalk and jump through a portal.
so, especially, like, with the, loading the shotgun shells. Like, that, like, they knew what they were doing. Like, I gotta
Oh
give them
yeah.
props for that. That shit was cool.
Granted, someone's gonna be like, but that was cinematic too. Yes, but that wasn't the main focus of the fucking video game.
Exactly.
It,
Those,
it's not
oh,
like it's
I still hate that
what?
they gave Doom Guy that voice. Ugh.
Oh, he goes, no.
And then the rip and tear. It didn't quite sound like that, but it was still so
Cheese,
fucking goofy. Like, it was
rip, and tear.
like, if I wanted to hear a Guar wannabe, I could probably find a yeah, I could probably find a
Yes,
band.
someone gets it. Yes. Oh man. Um. I like how I just keep meeting people that have listened to Guar, and then anyone that tries to pull off Guar is just like, man, what the fuck are you doing? Go find your own sound.
Exactly.
Oh man. So the amazing thing is it's like you compare that, people try to be like, well, that was cinematic too. Yes, but it wasn't the main focus of the game because you have, like, for example, what was a game that really irked me with this?
Wolfenstein?
Jeez. Yeah, I think it was Wolfenstein. There was also, I think, someone was like, I think, what was it? Spider-Man 2 had a lot of cinematics where it was like, I remember there was a game that came out recently. The complaint from everybody was like, it seemed like every 30 seconds you were going through a cinematic cut screen or
God of War
cutscene.
Ragnarok.
Yes, there we go. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why do that? Like, at that point, you might as well just be telling me that I'm here to watch a movie instead of actually instead of actually playing a fucking video game.
That's one of the actual issues I have, like with the Yakuza series. Like, if you don't turn on the skip cutscenes option, like, you are forced to sit through, like, I'm not even kidding here, like, half an hour each time of cutscenes, give or take.
Yeah,
And like, while
but
I
with like
got nothing
Yakuza,
against that, like, some of us
yeah.
have shit to do, so, and want to just be able to go out and play a video game.
See, with Yakuza though, I understand because
Oh yeah, no,
Yakuza,
the
like
story is
everyone,
very important. Like, it's very important. If you don't pay
yeah,
attention, you're in the dark.
yeah, and that's one of like that's why, like, what was it? So it's a Gundam. Actually explained it, and it's one of the things where I'm like, I respect the developers that did Yakuza because they're like, this is the direction we want to go in, and we understand if this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but this is what we wanted to do.
And I appreciate
Whereas
that.
you
I wish it would
have,
have gave an option for a quote unquote arcade mode where it's still the same game, but
oh
it's
yeah,
just like, being able to just play the game, if you
oh
know what
yeah,
I
and who
mean.
knows? They might just grow and put that in. You never know. It's just this is what they want to do, but it's this is them owning up to it. Whereas fucking Square Enix or Ubisoft or the developers behind God of War Ragnarok. They're like, well, what the fuck's your problem? I thought you guys wanted cinematic storytelling.
There's
And it's
cinematic
like,
storytelling, and then there's the literal movie. Hey, press the button. Hey, you gotta do the thing. Like in between
yeah.
cutscenes, and it's like,
Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
yeah, like no,
Damn
Navi
it,
was
Nami.
less fucking annoying than this.
Yeah, no, Navi is actually a walk in the park compared to this crap. I'm being told, hey man, wake up. We need you to press the one button now because now is not a cutscene. Cool. You press the button. Back to the cutscene.
Yeah.
Huh? I might as well just be sitting. I might as well just be sitting here playing a quick time event for an entire game.
See,
Oh
but like
hell,
even QuickTime
that actually
events had
sounds.
more class than this.
I just realized that actually sounds like a funny concept for a video game. The entire video game is a quick time event.
I would play that honestly.
Oh man, someone's probably already. There's someone has to have already done it.
I mean,
There's no
technically, what is
way.
it like? Not Deadly Premonition. What was that other game? Heavy Rain.
Um, Heavy Rain and what was the one that had that weird skull on an hourglass type deal? It's like a Wendigo is the
Oh,
main
not
threat.
Man of the Dark Pictures anthology. Because didn't
Hold
those
on, let
have a
me
lot
pull
of
up Steam.
QTEs and wasn't that like pretty story driven? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Um, I know that like Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5 did a lot of QTEs.
Fucking boulder
Um,
punching.
yeah, Boulder Punch QTE. That shit was. I'm like, okay, you're telling me that Chris is a Kryptonian or a part Kryptonian or something. There's
Nah,
no
nah.
fucking
Clearly,
way he
just
just
like
punched.
hear me out here. Clearly, what happened is like after fighting all the zombies, wading through who knows how much blood, ingested some shit happened, but in a positive way.
Yeah,
That's the
he got
only
the
way
same
it fucking
mutation.
makes sense.
Oh, I mean, like, what is it? They said that Jill has a permanent mutation where that's why her hair is white now.
Wait, her hair is. What game did that happen in?
Game that actually happened in Resident Evil 5 when you see a photo of her. When you
But
end up
that's
in the
interesting. Like
research.
in game, she's a dirty blonde.
Well, it's like when you see the photos, for some reason, there's like a weird visual effect that's going on where it makes her hair look stark fucking white.
That's interesting.
It's a lighting. I think it's a lighting issue because when you find the lore drop for what happened to Jill, they basically explain that there was her having the cure for the T virus, I think from Resident Evil 2
3.
or 3. I think was it Wesker manages to recover her after their whole fight and they fall off the mansion and she's assumed dead. Um they end up putting her in like a stasis tube and start testing on her, but in the middle of some of their testing they realize that they reawakened the T virus that she had cured, quote unquote cured. It just went dormant, and now that it's awake again, instead of mutating her into a zombie, it just kind of gave her some enhanced abilities. Where like, but go
So,
ahead.
like, sorry to go off on a tangent here, but like, they need to stop remaking the Resident Evil games. Like, if anything, they should go the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance route and just do HD re-releases again, like they did with Resident Evil 1, or they just and 0, where they just re-released the GameCube ports.
Yep.
Sorry to cut you off, dude.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm still trying to find this game. I'm just gonna look up at the it's the Quantic Dream. I think is the ones that made it. Let's see. Okay, Detroit Become Human is QTE. Beyond Two Souls is QTE. Heavy Rain would also be a QTE.
Sean!
Oh, geez, what? Okay, there's no. It's not. Was it Telltale Games then? Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
anything by
Telltale.
Telltale Games was also QTE because that was very story. What was it? Trying to. It was probably a PS4 exclusive, is why I'm having such a hard time remembering it.
Like, I went back
Um,
not too long ago to replay the Telltale Walking Dead games. They aged so poorly.
Until Dawn, is that it? Yeah, Until Dawn. Yep, Until Dawn was a QTE game also.
I mean, Until Dawn, man. I have opinions on that game, but they're mostly unpopular opinions.
It's yeah, it's just it's one of those things where it's like why is there such a focus for like AAA games to make a movie instead of a video game? And then on top of that, they're trying to shift towards what was it instead of it being you pay for the money you pay the asking price and now you own a game to you paid the asking price for a license to a subscription to something that constantly being updated and eventually we might just pull the plug and you wasted your money on it.
That's
It
actually
never was your
one of the
game.
reasons why I'm very in favor of what Accursed Farms is trying to do. Have you seen
What's the
his
Cursed Farms doing?
game preservation campaign?
No, actually.
I'll pull up the link and send the couple of videos he's got on it to you real quick.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping to watch that just because that's interesting. But anyways, going back to like the whole Stellar Blade and before the tangent, one thing that I appreciate and then like it's earned my respect is the fact that you have games like um with like Warframe, Final Fantasy, PlanetSide 2, Fantasy Star Online 2, etc. ad nauseum. Well, Realm of the Mad God and whatnot. A lot of those games, if you did the option to pay for the membership and play the game with the membership, all that extra cash that they were actually making from you actually choosing to pay, they put that money into the game. They didn't just pocket the money and that was it. No, they were like, cool, you guys are showing us that you like what we made, so we're going to make more stuff for you. Here's a new expansion to the entire campaign. Here's new weapons, new armor sets, new skills, new stuff to you to screw around with. And like with Warframe, it's gone to the point where now they've officially, as far as I can tell, I still have to play the event or still have to play that part of the campaign, but like they're now doing a tie-in where Dark Sector is confirmed as being the origin point for the entire story of Warframe.
Dark Sector. Why does that sound familiar?
It was an Xbox 360 game where you're in some Russian adjacent military state where there's some illegal human experimentation going on with something called the Lotus virus. And it's like your main character was supposed to go in and stop the scientist, bring him in for questioning, and get him arrested. And instead, you ended up getting infected with the Lotus virus, and it's slowly transforming your body. And
Okay.
and you by the end of the game, you now look like the Tenno from the far future in Warframe
Interesting.
because you're rocking the whole Excalibur. Here, let me actually try to pull up the images, and I'll send it to you.
Like, that is pretty cool. I think I've seen a little bit of Dark Sector. It may have been like on Game Pass at one point. Like either that or Games for Gold. Because that sounds so damn familiar, and that's going to be weighing on me all night now.
Yeah. Hold on here. Oh fuck! There's people are still saying it's Dark Sector's still not linked, but the fact that they're doing, they just didn't. They're hold on. Copy image. It's exciting for me because I'm like, why would you not? Like the guys that developed Warframe are the same dudes that developed Dark Sector. So that's Dark Sector. And then here's here's probably shouldn't be posting this in memes, but oh well.
Shit happens.
But yeah. But yeah, like if you compare both of those images, tell me that it doesn't look the exact fucking same.
Hold on, let me take off my glasses so I can actually see. Oh wow, shit, you ain't kidding.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I'm like, man, come on, guys, you made both IPs You can't not do this. Like it would be so cool to make a callback to a game that's like, more than 2 decades old.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I think the event the campaign that they got going on right now is just doing that is insane. Like they're finally bringing it full circle and be like, yes, this is part of the story for Warframe. it
It's
only took
awesome.
them it only took them a little over a decade and some change to finally develop the game to such a point where they're able to be like, cool, here's where the story's going next, and we're making a callback that only some people in the know would know about.
Man, my backlog grows every single day, and with you bringing up games like Dark Sector, it gets that much bigger. Holy shit,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, but that's also one of those games where like you're gonna have a hard time finding it, as far as I know. I happened to be at like a used game shop, and I think I paid like $35 for it. I was
Si-
like, oh, that hurt to purchase it.
Since we're talking about used game prices, I was actually just at the Martins yesterday, just looking through the little electronics cabinet they had.
hmm
And there was a copy of Mario Kart for the Wii. Guess how much it cost?
Nice. $80.
Yes, actually. I didn't pick it up and buy it, but that was how much it fucking was, dude.
Yeah,
I don't get that shit, man. Like it wasn't
because
even sealed or anything.
because the Wii store no longer exists. You used to be able to buy that digital.
Yeah.
Now that there's no support for the system or the game, and there's no digital storefront to buy it from, that game technically doesn't exist anymore. So if you can find copies that still work, they're worth more than they should be price wise, because their rarity makes it so that the person selling it can upcharge
Yeah, it's a
to
shame.
whatever amount they want. Yeah, no, that's like for old stuff that's hard to find. I understand. You're trying to make a profit off of it in the first place because it probably cost you a pretty penny to get your hands on it to begin with. And if you're a reseller, yeah, it's gonna. You better make the effort worthwhile if you're trying to break a profit on it.
Martin's
What I
is a
don't like,
surplus and salvage stores. Like normally don't even
yep,
have video games. Sorry for cutting you
yeah,
off.
no, it's fine. I think there's like similar stores. Like we've got I think out here we have something called Second and Charles, and they got like secondhand all fucking day for like books, electronics, instruments, MIDI controllers too. Like I was not expecting to find that.
Oh damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there was
Here's
there
some.
was like a
Sorry, you
there was like
first.
a handheld. There was a handheld that was made back in 2018 that was like Microsoft's attempt at making the Steam Deck essentially.
Okay,
Yeah, they wanted fucking $700 for the damn thing.
that's insane.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I search up the price. I search up the thing. And it's like, not that many of those were sold, and not that many were made to begin with because it was such a bad launch. But apparently, it was good. It was really good to those that had it. So it's a rare find.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, but like bringing it back to the main topic at hand. A lot of the free to play guys, they will take what you know, if you decide I'm gonna pay money into this, they'll take the money that you paid and bring it into the game itself to create new content because they understand, okay, you guys really like what we're doing here, so we're gonna keep pushing with this project. And granted, as time progresses, you do have your like, everybody's got to get paid somehow. So of course, the money is going back into the game, yes. People are also getting paid for their time to develop new stuff. Apart from that, you're able to grow the team some more if the money they have allows for it. And then like with Warframe specifically, Warframe today is not the Warframe I started playing back in 2014.
You ain't kidding.
It is not the same game. There there is like 5, 6, 7 degrees worth of separation from the game that I remember.
I was
because
watching a streamer play it recently, and it was like, holy crap, what the hell is this
oh
game?
yeah, it is high flying ninja esque John Wick style insanity, and I love it. It just it's something about how it's like go fast, slice hard, shoot everything, and be stealthy while doing it. And it's like, yo, I gotta play this. This is hitting all the buttons for me. This is almost as bad as Ultra Kill, if not worse.
I
And that's
forgot
another
Ultra
one too,
Kill
Ultra Kill.
existed.
Yeah, Ultra Kill is another one that I've got mad respect for because I think it's just what it's like a handful of dudes that made it, and while they're trying to figure out what the other episode is that they're making, they've been updating the Prime Dungeon. So it's like the joke is P rank perfect ranking all the missions to unlock the Prime Dungeon was not a challenge. It was a warning. If you can't play to the point where you're constantly running perfect on all the runs leading up to the secret door, you are gonna get your shit rocked. Sure enough, you fight Minos Prime, you are getting your shit rocked because that is a two-phase boss fight.
Fun.
Yeah. And what was it? I was told Gabriel's second boss fight was supposed to be like the most difficult thing in the game. And I cheesed it,
If
but
it
that's just
works, it
because
works.
I mean, yeah, but it's like I just realized like this, yes, this was hard if it wasn't for the fact that I kept using everyone was constantly complaining how the drill setting on the railgun was no good. Yet here I am constantly using the drill setting on Gabriel and constantly punching him and using the nail gun to force him to bleed because I am in point blank range because he keeps teleporting everywhere. So I am forcing him to bleed whether he likes it or not because if he bleeds and I get that on if I can get that on V1 heals. So I'm just like exposing myself to as much healing as possible while he's smacking me around. I am healing faster than he can actually hurt me.
Nice.
Yeah, granted, there's like if you put him in rage mode, that's it, game over. Because he can just one tap you, and that'll be it. Sorry about that. Oof.
It's fine, dude. I mean, if we're gonna talk games we cheesed, like I figured out how to get Hitman 3 down to a science. I figured out how to turn
Right?
that game into a tactical shooter as opposed to a like stealth assassination game. Like this took, I'm not even kidding here, like figuring out how to do this took since 2016 with the first iteration of the whole World of Assassination thing with the original I say like the original Hitman reboot, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Like I don't know if you've ever played the like the World of Assassination Hitman games.
I don't think I did. I
Like
probably played a Hitman. Hitman Contracts is probably the one I started with, and then I couldn't figure out how to work it, so I just kind of put it down.
I started out with Absolution, then I went to Blood Money, Contracts 2, and then like the
Agent
newer Hitman
47.
games. Now I never played Agent 47. I that game kind of scares me, but I still remember the Funhouse episode of
I think I
Delicate on
have
that
it.
shit.
Here, let me look up real quick because I think I have. Oh, sorry, I have Hitman Contracts and Hitman Codename 47.
I think the entire Hitman series right now is like up to Absolution's like $35, less if you own the older games or some of the older
Nice.
games. Like I've been thinking about picking that up,
Yeah.
but like going back to Hitman, like I started out with Absolution, like played through that, did like pretty well, then went to Blood Money. It took me a bit to figure that one out. Contracts. And then I was like, alright, this stealth assassination thing is fun. Whatever. Let's see
Yeah.
if I can clear out a level entirely. And lo and behold, I did. So my next challenge to myself was, all right, if I can clear out a room slash a level entirely of NPCs, why can't I play this like a tactical shooter in the way of Rainbow Six Siege, or even a third-person
Ooh.
shooter like, well, not Rainbow Six Siege, sorry, just Rainbow Six Vegas. I meant, sorry. Siege
Yeah,
is on the
Vegas.
mind because like I just got Ubisoft Plus again, so I've been
All
looking at
right.
all those. But like, I was like, why can't I just play this like with the Rainbow Six Vegas series and just take cover and just blast my way through the guards and whatnot? So I started
Yeah.
experimenting, and it took me like not even a couple of weeks. Like it took me about a week to figure out Hitman 2016. And once I
Yeah.
figured that out, I was like, oh shit, like it is possible to play this game like a classic third person shooter. So there I was,
Nice.
like with going through that, it's like, holy shit, this is actually attainable. Like I'm not sure if you've ever had the chance to play Hitman 2016. Like it was even free on Games with Gold at one point.
Right, right, right.
There's this one level um where you have come across this paramilitary base, and apparently you can sneak in and assassinate the folks, supposedly, and get like a perfect score. Now, I personally doubt that, but I also have no reason not to believe it because people are fucking insane with speedruns and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, like, I could never do that one. Like, I had to be very careful and methodical about clearing out the guards, and on that specific level, everyone is strapped. There is no one without a
Yeah.
gun that is immediately hostile to you. Like it's like you have no choice for the most part but to fight your way through it. So I had to clear my way through that level. And
Yeah.
even then, it took me, I'm not even kidding here, my first attempt for that level, it took me about 7 hours just to get that level done.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah. And like that was just trying to play it normal before I just gave up and said, fuck it. There's fully automatic weapons. I'm gonna do this way. And
Just become John Wick.
I basically had to because like there's
Jesus Christ, it's John Wick.
yeah,
It's John Hitman.
man.
I like how that's just become a meme now. Fucking, you're playing Sekiro. It's John Sekiro. You're now with Helldivers. It's John Helldiver.
It is some funny shit, man.
It's like you pull off something that you should not have been able to walk away from. It's like, oh crap! It's John. Insert video game name here.
John 47.
John 47, John Cyberpunk, or John V, John Helldiver, John
Mm-hmm.
Sekiro, John Elden Ring. Sorry, John Tarnished.
If it works, it
Oh
works.
man, it's funny. It's just funny because it's like, wow, this. It's like that was such an iconic movie. It's not that old of a series, but it's earned critical acclaim to where now it's meme worthy.
I still have to
It's
see the
impressive.
newest John Wick film. I still haven't.
Oh, dude, so it's you're gonna love it, but I've been hearing chatter that supposedly they're gonna make a fifth one.
That would be stupid.
Yeah, because it's like you ended the series. Why are you making a fifth one? But I don't know. It's like a lot of the chatter looks like it's just people talking out of their ass.
I certainly hope so.
But I don't know. It's like where would you go? There's no point in continuing this anymore. Oh, we're gonna overthrow the table. That no.
That would be
That was
stupid.
not in his character at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe John runs an animal shelter.
it's the humanitarian aid.
Yeah,
Or sorry,
exactly.
the humane society. There we go.
The Humane Society. Fuck with the dogs and you get the strap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lordy. If you ever get the chance to get the Hitman World of Assassination game, like let me tell you,
Yeah.
wait till it's on sale. Get the one that at normal price is $99 because like World of
Mm-hmm.
Assassination Part 1, is just Hitman 2016, and that's it. And just to get everything else, like you're looking at, like another, like just to get the everything else that's the Hitman 2 campaign and the Hitman 3 campaign. Like if you get the upgrade to
Right.
gold edition, that's another $40. Like when it's not on sale, like before
Mm.
tax. Like main's 5.5%. I don't know what the tax is where you are. Then there's like two other campaigns that are
It's not that
locked.
much.
Yeah. But there's two other campaigns that are locked, like Sarajevo 6, which is like $9 when it's
Oh
not on
damn.
sale. And there's
Yeah.
the Seven Deadly Sins. That's like in $5, I think. It might be actually might have
Is
those
that the
switched
nuns with all the
around.
exaggerated guns?
No, no, that's one that unlocks Susan. I guess dived into the dude's mentality or some shit. No, no. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's like two or three cosmetic packs which I haven't touched. Like those are like $5 a piece, I think. Like it's like
Right.
street art, graffiti, some crap like that. Like I've got everything except for the cosmetic packs. And like those games are
Okay.
really
Yeah.
fun because like it's like admittedly like they like while they are still Hitman games, they don't really feel all that much like Hitman. Like they feel like their own thing.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
but like they're really fun because you can play them like a classic third-person shooter. Which I mean that I know that defeats the purpose of Hitman, but like I don't know, like well I can go around and do like the proper Hitman thing, which is also very fun to do. Like I don't know,
Right.
it's
Right.
just nice to have just like the really stupid fun, if that makes sense.
I hear you. Yeah, I see that with a lot of games that I've played where like you get so used to one specific mechanic and then when they change it, like the one that just comes off the top from me is like the Final Fantasy series. They like I think like for the longest time it was turn based and then you have 13 and thirteen's like active time based. Like what the fuck? Like what is this?
I loved 13. That game was fun.
Yeah, like it took me some getting used to it, but then they went from that to in 13 part 2 now it's cinematic real time quick time event fucking turn based attacks like I guess
I still gotta
it was so
play
weird.
13 too one of these days. In Revenant Wings.
I don't even know if I have 13.2 anymore. I think I have just 13. Yeah, I'm looking at my stack. I don't see it.
Okay.
Not Skyrim though.
I used to be an adventurer like you, then I
I took an
sacrificed
arrow in the
all
knee.
my in-depth systems for graphical fidelity.
Ooh, it's got Dawnguard.
Oh, so you got a Legendary Edition. Nice.
Yeah. Do I have to download this? I
I
hope I don't
think
have to download the add-ons.
if that's Xbox 360, it should be like 2 discs.
No, it's PS3. It's probably. I think it has the discs on it, or the information's on the disc already.
Yeah, that's Blu-ray, so that should theoretically be just all in one if it's a Legendary Edition disc.
That's why I love buying Game of the Year for that reason because it would have all the DLCs on it.
Except for with Oblivion, like you get Game of the Year, and like it was just Knights of the Nine and Shivering Isles, and the rest of the DLC was not there.
Oh, that's weird because I think I had one for the Xbox where it's the Shivering Isles. Um, what was that Hell one? No, that was Shivering Isles, wasn't it? The weird Hell realm.
Yeah, the one that takes place in like Sheogorath's realm. Yeah, that's Knights
Yeah,
Shivering Isles, and then like I said, the other DLC that usually came with Game of the Year was Knights of the Nine, which had the like pilgrimage and then having to fight Perennial White Snake.
I think it has that one because it was an Xbox one, but I might be wrong.
Like there was another Game of the Year that came out, but as far as I know, that one was digital only and relegated to PC, and that gave you everything. It was like $20, give or take.
Not bad.
Yeah. Good luck getting
Um,
it to work though, because if it's anything like Fallout 3, it is damn near impossible to run on Windows 11.
gotcha.
Like I ended up getting
Oh man,
Fallout 3 pretty recently, and like I had to
so
refund it.
happy that I haven't. I'm so happy that my PC's incapable of making the upgrade to Windows 11.
Honestly, if you can, like, and you like if you don't have too much reliant on Windows, just go for Linux, dude. At this point,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate to say that because like there's a lot of issues with Linux, and like I had Linux for couple years, man. Like while that's good with Linux, there's a lot of bad still. Like they are working on improving, but holy fuck, there's a lot of work to go. Thank fuck for Steam doing the Steam Deck and like making people like start working really hardcore again.
There's a buddy of mine that actually plays Helldivers, and he's using a Linux operating system.
I feel bad for the dude because you know he had to probably fuck around a long time on terminal, and who knows what the hell he had to do with wine and whatnot.
No, this dude committed to memory all the commands that he needs to know, and so he's just he is the guy that read the operations manual for the 747 Airbus. He knows how to pilot the damn thing by himself if he needs to.
Nothing wrong with that. Ask him though what his
It's-
opinion is on sudo.
I'll ask him and I'll see what he says. Heck, yeah, I think he's on right now. Let me go ahead and ask him. Let's see, is he on? No, he's not on. Oh, he's probably asleep because he's got work in the morning.
Ah, okay.
But I'll drop the question in for him.
Like sudo spelled sudo.
SUDO, gotcha.
Because like with like that is basically the admin command. Like you don't put sudo whatever unless you want to commit to an action.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people brick their operating system that way.
Oh,
Yeah, because like if you're gonna mess around with the terminal, you have to really know what you're doing and do a lot of research. And like I say this because like I started first using Linux around, I'd like to say 2016 with would have been Ubuntu, which that's changed a lot over the years.
I actually used Ubuntu for a short amount of time, and I just couldn't. I didn't have the time to learn all the stuff I needed to know to properly operate Ubuntu.
That's fair.
So I just went back to Windows.
The only reason I decided to mess around with Linux is because when I was in high school, from about 2016 to 2017, they gave, maybe even 2018, like I don't know, I dropped down in 2017. But like they gave us all MacBook Airs with Haswell Core i7s and 4 gigabytes of RAM. So like a lot of us,
Geez, it's
like
better than what we got. We got just a bunch of fucking MacBooks. I ended up bringing my own stuff just because I wasn't happy with how slow the MacBooks were.
ours were very very fast. Because again, rather than like stick us with like a Core i3, oh no, they gave us all like the really high tier Core i7s for some reason. Like there were kids going through like 2, 3 MacBooks like a year, man, which was oh. Anyways, like they end up learning from that and giving the kid like the next generation Chromebooks, but still, like so a lot of us had to learn how to use Mac OS, which like
Mm-hmm.
immediately like some of the script kiddies figured out, okay, this is how you get around shit. Here's how you can install Steam and
Yeah.
whatnot. So we were all like,
Yep.
okay, can you show us how? Yeah, sure. Here, it's unlocked. Have fun
Oh, he's
installing.
typing. He's typing. I asked him, co-host for the podcast, what's your opinion on sudo? He's like, nice. I'm like, he's asking you since you run Linux. He's like, and he's just typing away right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, here it is. I await with bated breath.
Going back to the Macs though, like have you ever like messed around too much with Mac OS other than like I know you returned yours.
Uh, no, dude, I was the kid in high school that managed to flaunt the rules concerning bringing in your personal electronic devices because I told them I'm not going to use what you guys have
Oh, I
for the
think you
sole purpose
mentioned
that
this.
yeah, for the sole purpose that um what was it? I figured out how to undo the local security like firewalls and shit that they had installed on pre-installed on all these MacBooks and the school's own security network for their servers. Which I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't trust you guys to, you know, just no, I'm not using your stuff. I'm not bringing this home. Just no. I would much rather bring my own laptop in. And I'm just gonna. I already have access to your printers. I can just link up to any of the printers in the facility and just print out what I need. I already know which printer goes to where.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. So I had Windows 7, um, which you know, the less we say about Windows 8.1, the better.
Man, Windows 7, also known as Vista Service Pack 3.
Yeah.
And I know that's gonna piss off someone, but like, am I wrong?
It's like, dude, shut up. You don't get to talk. Let's see. Okay, he says, I think the DOA pseudo debate is a bit silly. Objectively, pseudo is technically bloat since it has more capabilities than the average desktop user needs. It also has more vulnerabilities than DOAs due to that. However, on most Linux distros, it is standard and has more support from both other users and the maintainers. He's typing some more.
Oh no. I have
Yeah.
opened a can of worms,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, this is the man who, because I need to not accidentally dox my friends. This is the guy who I affectionately I call him supervillain cuz he might as well be a supervillain.
As long as he follows the list, we got nothing to worry about.
Let's see. He goes, if you were on BSD, then it wouldn't make any more sense to switch to sudo. BSD doesn't usually use it, so you would essentially be your own maintainer.
Alright.
And he's typing some more.
I never really messed around with BSD. I've heard good things about it, I just don't
Yeah.
have the patience to.
Good lord, he's typing for a fourth round.
Nice.
Now, if the capability of either program is important to your user case, then go for it. You will be able to make it work. So this is his third round. I'm just waiting on round 4.
No problem.
Oh man. Yeah, no, it's the going into autistic detail.
Hey man, if that's what
The
makes
the
you happy, then hell yeah.
Yeah, the man read the flight manual and he knows how to pilot the damn plane if he needs to. This is also the guy that introduced me to Malevelon Creek yesterday.
Nice.
He takes me to the nicest places. I got my shit rocked by the Terminators, legally distinct Terminators,
The
and either yeah,
Destructigators?
the Destructigators, the Meat Pounder 9000.
No, that's a whole different kind of robot.
Yeah, I regret saying it. Let's see. Okay, he goes, and either way, it's better than using Windows UAC. That's a bit of a kludge.
Yeah,
It's better than nothing, but it really isn't well implemented.
I have opinions on UAC myself, and they are all negative. UAC is the biggest joke in the tech industry, much like Windows 11.
Why? Literally, all Windows 11 is just Bill Gates reaching his hand up into your rear and turning you into a puppet.
While also shamelessly copying KDE.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know there's gonna be someone like, oh, it's not copying. It's literally a fucking copy. Like, the UI is pretty fucking similar to KDE Plasma to the point where if this was another distro, the people of KDE would be like, alright, look, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, you did not get our permission. Cease
Yeah.
and desist.
Oh, jeez, it keeps going. I thanked him, and now he's like, I said, yeah, he's laughing his ass off at the mention of UAC. He continues with, yeah, I remember when I think it was 7, but it may have been Vista first implemented UAC.
Ugh, fucking Vista. I love the OS, but like,
It
man,
looked clean.
it did. Like,
Like,
Vista was great for a lot of
and then
things, but man,
they pulled the plug on Vista, and that eventually became Windows 8.1. I looked at my father-in-law, and I'm like, dude, this is Vista. What the fuck is going on here?
yep.
And he's like, I don't know, but all I know is that this was Vista. Then they pulled the plug on Vista, and then I got an update on my laptop, and it went from Vista to 8.1.
from Vista to Vista Lite.
Yeah. Because the computer I had at the time would freeze for a solid 30 seconds while Windows struggled against basic security features. It knew Windows 3.1 would disapprove. Win 3. Oh my God.
For fuck's
You know you're screwing up when your own operating systems like own files are conflicting with security stuff.
Yeah. For all
Oh,
the good that there was with Vista, there was a lot of bad, and it was entirely because of the poor coding and implementations. You could honestly call Windows Vista the real point of the downfall of Windows. And yeah, while there were some ups, it was still a basic downfall, and now look where we are. And tell me that we're doing great. You know what I mean?
yeah, Windows 10, Windows 11, and it's Windows 11 is just Windows 10 but with more there's more surveillance.
No. Windows
There's
11 is way worse. Windows 10 is significantly better, dude.
Oh yeah.
They really fucked up, dude.
That's like
Windows,
what I heard from Munahar is with like Windows 11, dudes are trying to go kernel, which that's only supposed to be user permissions. Why the hell does Microsoft need kernel access?
maybe not that. That's one of the reasons why I have a lot of issues with most modern anti-cheats and whatnot. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
all kernel level, and it's like, why? But then you look up, there was a pretty recent thing in gaming news, like with Apex, there's a new remote kernel exploit that pushes cheat software onto users'
Yep.
computers.
Yep. Oh geez, that reminds me of how they used to do the cheat software on like Call of Duty World at War.
Man,
You
World
just
at War
had to
was
link
great.
up you just had to link up to someone's server that had the cheat software on it, and it would just patch it to your console permanently.
Which is wild to me.
Yeah, 1 second I'm playing a normal game of World at War. The next, I have a MP40 that's going at triple its fire rate, and it's not running out of ammo, and I'm running like the Flash, and kissing the skybox because I jumped at the wrong time or I bounced off a rock on the floor.
That reminds me of when I got screwed in or not World War, but the original Modern Warfare on the 360. I was
Oof.
playing, or more accurately, my next door neighbor was over. He was playing. He pissed off the wrong hacker. Next thing
Oh
I
no.
know, I'm fucking banned from the Modern Warfare servers, and my XP's at
Oof.
negative 14 million some odd. It's like I could never fucking play again.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really did, because I loved the original Modern Warfare, but I could never play again because of that shit.
Yeah. It's always that's Windows. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Good lord. That just needs to have like a little edit where it's just like the
Porky Pig.
uh Porky Pig. That's Windows. Oh man. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I'm just I'm waiting for the day you find out that some anti-cheat is now just demanding root access. I'm like, what the fuck you are?
The day anti-cheats start demanding root access is the day I stop spending money on video games. It's as simple
Yeah,
as that.
yeah.
I'm willing to
It's like,
shell out some cash for some shit, but the minute that happens, I'm done, man.
yeah. It's like that's fine. I'm just gonna permanently play single players from here on out.
Yep. But even a lot of those do that shit too, though, now. Now,
Which is ridiculous because it's like this is a single player game. Why is there an anti-cheat on a single player game?
exactly. What you do on your own time, on your own thing that's not affecting anyone else, is your business, not some
Yeah.
fucking wanker from who knows where.
uh, I'm gonna behave. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna behave.
Ah, no, fucking say it, man. Don't be a pussy. No balls.
It's Ivan from Fuckunistan.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
man. I made myself laugh with that one. Um Yeah, no, but it's wild because I'm just wondering, okay, who spearheaded this project, or who are the people involved in these projects that they make these anti cheats and they think it's a good idea just because they can't outpace what the hacker community is doing. At that point, I'd be like, cool. That it would behoove you to go out, find these guys, and fucking hire them.
But why would they do that? That would be too much like intelligent decision making in the industry, and there's none anymore.
If it works for the fucking CIA and the DHS, I'm sure that these companies can get it done.
The same CIA and DHS that are calling gamers terrorists again?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's the same three-letter agencies that are investigating gamers for possible terrorist activities, even though all you did was just pop in your latest Megalodon shark card for GTA 5 RP.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if they really want to go after the quote unquote terrorists and whatnot, shouldn't they be actively browsing the War Thunder forums?
Yeah, for real. They would have so much more headway if they did that. What
Exactly,
was
because
it? Wasn't there someone that leaked like the armor spec documentation for the M1 Abrams main battle tank?
yeah, I'm fairly certain. Like, how long ago was that one?
I want to say that was last year.
Yeah, it's like it's interesting. Like, since that dropped, like, there's been a marked decrease in War Thunder leaks.
Mm-hmm.
They know they fucked up.
Yeah, because this dude was trying to flex on the. He was just trying to flex, but like, yeah, I have access to these files, and sure enough, give my M1 Abrams a buff, damn it, because here's the proof. It's like
It's like,
Gaijin's like
for fuck's sake.
Gaijin's like, hey, motherfucker, look here. That's classified documentation from your government. That's not supposed to be in here.
Yup.
I like how even Gaijin is just like, no, no, no. Wait.
Man, that fucking meme really is the gift that keeps on giving.
it's just, it's so versatile. You can use it for damn near anything.
Yup.
They need to pay that actor because he's done such good work. He's even the Punisher too.
Yeah, like friggin' John Bernthal. Like, he's been on that. He's been in Ford versus Ferrari, The Walking Dead, and quite a few other things.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I like Shane, even when he became the villain. It's just
I'm
like you
still
fucking
surprised that they made him survive longer in the Walking Dead TV show compared to the comics.
yeah. I mean, there's always deviations when they make TV adaptations and
No,
stuff
no,
like
that was a
that.
major deviation, because if they'd have followed the comics, he'd have died, like, at the end of the first season, and then it would have gone in an entirely different direction, and it'd have been
Yep.
wintertime, dude. Like, there's deviations, and then there's that.
Yep. Um.
I still say they
Hell,
should have
like
gave HBO The Walking Dead and not fucking AMC.
yeah.
Sorry, that's a whole different subject. I apologize.
Oh yeah. No, no, it's fine. That's also like that actually lets us like talk about more about subscriptions and stuff because that was one of like the mainline shows that you would look at it and be like, okay, this is something good worth watching, and you would just stay for that show. Same with like with Netflix. It's
Yeah, that
well, it
Netflix is
was
the only
Walking
place you can watch
Dead.
Walking Dead now.
Yeah, Walking Dead. You had Peaky Blinders, which is something that came out a while back, but it's still a really good show worth watching. When it comes to Prime, what was it, Amazon Prime Video? You've got like what was it, Terminal List, but people fucking start foaming at the mouth when you mention that show for some reason. Um, then you've got Reacher.
Also, the Grand Tour.
Yeah, the Grand Tour. Which like Reacher, I watched the first episode. I'm like, this is way more intense than the Tom Cruise Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah, it's like even Jack Ryan. That was pretty damn intense too.
Yeah. Um. What else is there? There was also, but yeah, and then like another thing, something that I found very interesting is like some um what was it? I think if you bought, what was it, like with like Disney Plus, for example, that one you get like a package deal where if you took this deal, you were basically getting subscriptions to Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN.
I remember that. I even had that for a bit. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like all the good stuff that was on Hulu lost contracts, so a lot of those IPs went to other streaming services, or the owners of the IP decided to make their own streaming services, so now those shows are getting pulled off. Then there was barely, it was the last 3 years that I had access to Disney Plus. Fuck all was put on it. It was just they consolidated all the IPs they've ever made into one streaming app, but they weren't adding anything new to it. And then you have, okay, ESPN. Sadly, I am not a sports guy. Not as much as I should be, considering the fact that if you mention the World Cup, I am backing up Honduras every step of the way.
I'm just not a sports guy at all, other than like to play them. Like, if you want me to play sports, especially if it's hockey, sign me the fuck up.
Oh yeah,
But like to
but it's like,
actually watch them, I just unless it's motorsport, I don't care.
oh yeah,
And I hate to be like that, but it's just like, you know what I mean?
not everybody likes the same thing, and that's the spice of life, is that not everybody's the same.
And it's interesting too, because like I grew up a massive NBA fan. Like I used to rep the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Like Rajon Rondo
Uh,
was my fucking guy.
what was it? I think for me it was I would spend my Saturday mornings watching NASCAR and the PGA World Tour with my
I,
old man, because that's how he relaxed.
I would have figured you to be an Indy 500 kind of person.
Oh, I would watch the fucking Indy 500 whenever I got the chance. It's just my dad was usually home on Saturday morning, so he was just sitting there watching stuff himself.
That's fair.
I'm like, I'm not. It's like, dude's barely home. He's working his ass off. I'm not about to disturb him.
That's fair.
I'll just sit here and watch this with him.
I used to be like a huge Danica Patrick fan at the time.
There's a lot of people that were Danica Patrick fans, and then she got her character model in like Sonic. What was it, the Sonic Racing Transformed?
I don't know if I ever played that game.
It was so weird. It's like, yeah, here's Danica Patrick in an F1 racer looking thing. Oh yeah, and when it flies, it has like all the jet engines ever posted on it. Oh, that was a weird time.
It was a cool time, man. Like games were
20.
just more stupid fun, but like it was
Oh yeah,
fun.
man. I One game that took me for a loop was the Jack and Daxter series.
I never played those. I've heard of them, but I've never played those.
Yeah, it was the precursor. It was the precursor legacy, I think is what it was called. And the first one was more of a platformer than anything else, with you being able to like do a spin kick to take out your enemies, like if you were playing um what was it, Crash Bandicoot.
Okay.
But then in the second game, it goes from that to, oh yeah, hey, guess what? You now have access to guns. You can shoot stuff. You can spin kick into things, and in the off chance you're in a pickle, you can also just explode with this like dark energy thing that's lore to the game, and proceed to just rip and tear through everything that's in your path.
What came first, those or Ratchet and Clank?
I think they came out at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think the dudes that worked on Jack and Daxter also worked on Ratchet and Clank last I checked.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it was the same parent company that made the IP. It's just Ratchet and Clank had more. They had a fuck ton more ideas for Ratchet and Clank. That's why you got like You got Ratchet and Clank, you got Deadlock, then you had um Up Your Arsenal. Oh, that's the joke that just is never gonna get old whenever you say it.
They knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah. I just like that it's like a multi-pronged joke though, because it's like, yeah, up your arsenal, but then the gun is also called, the up your arsenal
Yep.
with some designations. But then when you're running around with this thing, it is firing bullets, it is firing grenades, it is firing rockets, it is firing nukes, it is firing flamethrowers, it is firing sparklers. It's just like they couldn't figure out, in like they just said, no, take whatever we have in the armory and just stuff it into that gun. That's the gun. Oh, and here, slam this opera song with all the freaking drums and the tubas and whatnot. And this is your background music when the moment you pull the trigger and everything's exploding around you.
I need me 2 of them guns. The
And I was
dangerous
just like,
will
huh.
never see me coming.
I just be like, huh. Yeah, I'll take a whole pallet.
Yup. I mean, shit, they're calling
I'm
us
about to.
terrorists. May as well give us one of those, right?
Oh man. Uh it's there will be a time when everyone's gonna look back in this and go, wow, that was insane.
Yep.
And there's going to be a lot of people that are never going to want to show their faces in either in public or on the internet, because they know that the moment they try to say something, or the moment they stick their face out of a hole in the ground, it's on site.
Yep.
Because way too many people are just pissed now at what's going on. And it's a lot of people whose lives didn't need to be ruined are ruined, and there is no taking that back.
Indeed.
And it's like an infected wound. It's just gonna keep festering until it's cleaned out,
Yep.
which is
Eventually,
sad.
that lets
But
that boil.
yeah, it's sad. But like, them's the breaks.
Very true.
Honestly, like if you look through history, it's kind of our turn already, to be honest.
It
Because
is
we're
just a
we're
matter of time.
it's like we've gone what 250 years ish.
Maybe? I don't know.
Or
I suck
yeah,
at math.
yeah, we're starting to hit our growing pains, because we're the youngest nation out of the entire world, world of nations. Yeah, out of all of them, we're the youngest. It's about high time we started hitting growing pains and seeing if we can actually go through withstand the test of time one more time.
And we will find out. I almost wonder if it's going to be sooner rather than later.
You said you had like people you wanted to talk about
Yeah, just like
apart
people
from
of
just
the
subscription service.
yeah, just like people of the internet, just like random anecdotes of like just people like I don't know, crazy, not so crazy, just like interesting stories you got.
Um, well, there's a story of Sam Sulek.
That sounds familiar.
He's the bodybuilder that's just like, the man is an absolute unit. But everyone, it's like there's like a whole debate on whether or not the dude's actually on the sauce or not, because he's intaking large quantities of calories at a time, and the dude is just you know all muscle.
Probably on the sauce then,
Yeah, probably in the
unfortunately.
sauce. Yeah, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like he's not doing this to influence people. He's gone on the record to say, "Hey, don't do what I'm doing, because what I'm doing for me is not going to work for you, possibly." And he's like very adamant. I do this for me because this is where I want to go in life.
And hey, you know what? More power to the guy. If that's like
Yeah,
where he wants to be, then shit, I'm happy
yeah.
for him.
So the dude's a walking unit, and I'm like, holy shit. I remember there was a clip where he goes to this like professional bodybuilding gym where it's like all these like you know these like high name people are doing their thing, and he goes to you got this one dude that's like a professional cameraman. He's like filming all the guys that are there because everyone is like a well-known celebrity in like the bodybuilding scene. He goes to do a tricep pull down on a cable machine, barely pulls down on it, and the cable snaps.
Damn.
He's just like, he's just got this face of like, oh shit, now what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you explain that one to the
Yeah,
Gold's Gym staff?
the owner just looks over and goes, "Oh, hey guys, check it out! Sam managed to break the machine." They're just so they're like they don't even care. It's just like, yeah, no, that's bound to happen with how strong everybody in this damn gym is.
Yep.
Hey, look, I'm gonna let you run wild for a second. I gotta go take care of something. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. Shit, I don't have any stories. So you know that oscillating fan heater I had, guys? Yeah, it died yesterday. Or by the time you're seeing this, it died 2 days ago. That's fun. So here I am. I got the newest heater back over here. It's barely working. It's only got it up by like 2 degrees in here. Like we're at 62. Which, I mean, that's nothing to scoff at, but compared to what the other heater was doing, it's pretty shit. Which is a shame, but also unsurprising. What did y'all have for dinner? I had Caesar, well, not Caesar salad. No, sorry, Southwest salad. It was okay. Gave me the runs. That was fun. Sorry, I'm just trying to fill dead air right now. Man, people of the internet. Man, I got no fucking stories. I'm kind of a boring dude. Oh yeah, there was the tribute daughter guy I ran across one time. Well, I say one time, like ran with it for a little bit on Twitter. That dude was weird. I pissed him off because like he decided to attack my friend, and like me wanting to defend my friend, like I just turned on the dude, like, all right, look, dude, no, fucking back off of this, dude. He was like, you fucking betrayed me, blah blah blah. Like there was a little shit show that ended because like, dude, it's not my business, not your business. Just it's the internet, dude. Calm your tits. So that shit all got sorted. Whatever. Went on our merry ways. I stopped interacting with him. He stopped interacting with me. Blah blah blah. Whatever. So that shit all happened. And then there was also that one time I had that like chick that I kind of pissed off by saying, I don't know what happened to that person. I just don't show up on my feed anymore. And then that just made the person snap, and they just went after me on every social, like, oh, you're a liar, blah, blah, blah. Like, even on YouTube, I
Damn.
just tried to delete the comments. Shit happened. So, whatever. Like, I seem to
Good.
attract a lot of crazies. Like even
We're
if it
all
was
mad here.
like even if it was just like those two, which are the only notable examples I can think of off the top of my head, it's like I seem to have a penchant for really attracting those types.
Eh, I think it's like it should be one of those things where it's like if it's happened more than 3 times, it's definitely something I'm doing.
It's something I'm doing. I know it is because like I've ran across some serious fucking crazies. Like
Mm.
those were just the two I can think of off the top of my head. But like I run with Nerva and whatnot. Like and I've been there through the whole like what
Dude, we still need to bring Nerva on this.
we really do. But like I don't know when the last time where he's back actually like working his job again.
Yeah, it is. We gotta wait. Like, I think once the season goes down for him, he can come back to doing his thing, and then we'll just drag him in here and be like, "You gotta do a show. Get in the damn room."
Yeah, exactly.
He'd probably slap the shit out of me, but
I think.
it'd be cool to go
Sorry, you
ahead.
first.
All right. It'd be cool to have him. I think we need to have him and bring Ice Spike back in.
Yeah, definitely. Like with Ice Spike, the dude's really busy though.
Ah,
Yeah.
damn. We
Also, like
honestly,
with Nerva, he said he wants to get a better mic before he does
yeah.
this.
Shit, I'll send him one then. once I once I manage to save up some cash and get back into doing work again.
I gotta get myself one of them $20 Bengu headsets again, so that way I can stream from my Xbox.
Nice.
Because, like, the microphone that I was using that was a part of my headset, that whole function of the headset died. Like, this is basically now just a, like, semi-expensive, used, pair of headphones. Like,
That's
the
weird.
microphone I use now, here's my webcam.
Yeah.
Like, and the worst part is, like, I even bought a replacement microphone for this headset thinking, okay, I'll plug it in, shit'll be working hunky-dory. Only to come to find out, yeah, no, it's just the whole headphone jack on this headset that died.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awfully strange.
I'm not
Um,
surprised, honestly. I have shitty luck with these kinds of things. At least it was a
I
G
mean,
Pro X and not something crazier.
oh geez, there was that reminds me of what was it? The most expensive pair of headphones I bought when I was in high school was Turtle Beach P21s.
I had that in elementary school. I got like a really good deal. It was like 20-ish bucks.
Uh-huh. At the time, they were like I think 120 because these were like they like did a refresh on the design. I think I might be remembering it wrong, but these were stupidly expensive headphones at the time, and which is funny because now Turtle Beach is even more stupidly expensive.
Unless you go for like the
Um,
stealth line, which I got in high school, like those are like 50 bucks.
yeah, I don't know. The stealth line though is one of those like I have a love hate relationship with the stealth line. It feels too plasticky.
Oh, they are utter shit with ridiculously short cables and a crappy
Yeah,
dongle.
yeah.
But
It
like
feels
if
it
you
feels
want
like if
cheap
I
headphones, well, I say cheap headphones, but like cheap, like you know what I mean by cheap, and
yeah,
like
yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. It's like if you want something that is affordable and is not going to break your wallet, then that's definitely the go-to. It's just like
But
I
even for that,
had
it
a
have
pair
to
of
like,
stealths.
yeah, you first. Sorry.
Good. No, I was just gonna say I had a pair of stealth, and it's just like the whole time I was afraid I was gonna break them because they just felt so damn fragile in my hands.
Yeah, they're shit, dude. Like you're genuinely better off buying one of them cheap Bengu headsets, like 21 or 22 bucks,
Yeah.
because like the better audio quality, slightly better microphone, and it's a braided long ass cable.
Yep.
You literally cannot go wrong at the price point.
And right now, I'm rocking this Corsair headphone that I use now, and it's done well by me for like the 3 years that I've owned it. So 3 4 years that I've owned it.
I still have my stealth headset somewhere, but like the microphone flat out doesn't work anymore. The
Yeah.
volume knob is fucked. Like if I go past a certain point, it's just like static, high pitched noise city.
Jeez.
Yeah, which is fun. So like at least the G Pro X, at least everything but the microphone works. You gotta
They,
gotta count my blessings.
yeah, it could have all busted. Like that was actually the thing with the B21s. A friend of mine was hanging out, and you just like 1 second it's me and like three other people hanging out in my room, just going at it, playing. Was it playing like fucking Street Fighter, taking turns to see who can win the most amount of games. And I'd forgotten that I put my headset down on the floor.
Oh no.
Someone jumps out of she jumps out of her chair in excitement because she won, kicked everybody's ass with Chun Li, and I just hear snap crackle. I'm like, oh no! I look down. Sure enough, the entire left headphone had been clean snapped off,
That sucks.
and somehow though the cabling did not sever. It was still working.
That is impressive actually.
The casing snapped apart, but the cables were okay.
That is actually extremely impressive in fact.
Yeah. I took one look at that and then I'm like, well, it still works because I can hear the audio coming through. Let me go dig in my mom's toolbox real quick. I'm gonna go find some duct tape and just duct tape the whole thing back together.
Oh man, like I learned duct tape foo real quick myself.
Duct tape foo.
Or hell, like back in the Xbox 360 days, when one of those discs was scratched, get a little bit of Armor All, wipe the disc down, and boom,
Yeah,
you're good to go.
filled in the cracks. Yeah, filled in the scratch.
I miss that shit. You cannot do that anymore now.
Not with the Blu-ray discs, no.
It's a shame.
It's the whole thing about they can pack so much more data onto the medium that is Blu-ray. The problem is at the moment there's a scratch on it, this thing is now corrupted data.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's like the whole deal of just fill in the crack doesn't work for that reason because it's actively reading data off the disk, whereas the previous stuff was just a laser that was firing at the disk. As long as there was something to fill in the blank, the laser didn't care.
Yeah.
It would stutter a bit, but you'd get freed up.
I missed like that chip. Like that's one of the reasons why like quite well I say recently, but like within the last couple of months, they announced they had like new optical media discs that could store like I think it's like 1.93 terabytes. Don't quote me on this. I could be off. Like it's some ridiculously high amount of data on there. Like I wonder how susceptible are those discs to damage? Is it repairable or is it just going to corrupt like hell? And also, how slow is it going to be?
I mean, I remember when the solid state drives came out, that was all the rage because of the super fast load times that they were able to do because of the fact that instead of it being a spinning disk, it was just a completely digital chip. Then you have the M.2s coming on, made the SSDs look slow as fuck.
See, I'm still rocking
And
hard drives. I've got an M.2 and a regular solid state drive.
yeah, I've got I've got one hard drive, two solid states, and one M.2. And then there's a bunch of external hard drives that I'm using. It's
Nothing
like
wrong with
all in
that.
all, that's like I actually did a quick tally one time, and like all in all, I have 10 terabytes worth of storage connected to my PC at any given moment.
I think I'm up to like plus I think I'm up to about don't quote me on this, but I think I'm about 26 terabytes myself.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that it's not enough.
It's really
Not
not, especially with how Western game devs have forgotten how to compress data.
Yep, and
It's like Mortal
that's
Kombat
why
11
it's,
was like how many fucking views? Like 120 or something like that?
yeah, that's why I'm not buying AAA anymore. I'm buying indies unless of course like Helldivers being the exception to the rule because um like that game's actually fucking fun
I
for
just
me
bought
anyway.
myself Streets of Rogue pretty recently. Like, that was like $4.
Yep.
Like and that game's only like 200 some odd megabytes, and it's
What
fun as
was
hell.
um
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you
see a
off there.
game I'm trying to remember a game I played recently that didn't have that much Undertale
Oh, that game is fun
for
as hell
how
too.
for how low it is on the storage capacity. That game is probably the most technically made or technologically well made for what it is because it's a like 16-bit RPG, I think.
That reminds me, I gotta get you a dungeon crawler game that I've been playing one of these days.
Oh yeah.
Like I gotta get you the Fate games. Like I talked about them a couple of times. Like right now they're on sale. I think for like
Oh yeah.
$8 a
That,
piece.
yeah, I remember you told me. You remember like after the first episode we talked about it, and I'm just like, "Hey man, is this one of those where like if you're not careful, you're gonna get your shit rocked?" You're like, "Yep." Then you showed me the game footage. I'm like, "Oh no, that thing looks like it's gonna kick your ass."
Oh, it absolutely will kick your ass, but it's so fun, genuinely. That's like less than a
Yeah,
hundred friggin' megabytes per game.
it reminds me like back when they used to give you demos for video games. There was like a PS2 demo disc that I ended up with, and one of the games that it had was let's see, one of the games that it had was a like dungeon. It was dungeon crawler esque, but you had these giant fucking rats in the sewers that were like one bite, and all of a sudden, like a quarter of your health is gone.
That's insane.
It's like what the fuck, and it's like you're supposed to be wearing like leather armor. Does not matter. The fact that these things are biting you is just ignoring your armor and just chipping away at all your health. Um, there was also there was one that was weird because it was like this weird parasite thing. It wasn't Resident Evil. It was like some weird, machine parasite thing that the moment it managed to leech itself into you, that was you had like a certain amount of time to hit yourself with a one time antidote to purge it out of your body.
That sounds fun, whatever it is.
Yeah, it was like a psychological thriller slash third person Metal Gear Solid esque video game. I don't remember the name for it.
Not sure, but I'm gonna probably have to look into that one.
Yeah, it's one
Speaking
of
of,
those things. Like I
like,
wish I still had the demo disc for it.
yeah, like there were so many fun demo discs. Like hell, even the Xbox 360 had demo discs.
Yeah.
I miss demo discs, and they're something we will never get again because of like developer greed. I
Well,
say
see, that's
developer,
one of
but
those.
like not developer, corporation greed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if there's an indie that's well, like that's the thing. It's like I want to say it's the indies. Really, it we do have a form of the demo disc. It's just nobody's gonna be happy with it if I mention what it is.
Okay, now I gotta hear what it is if it's gonna be controversial, dude.
2 words.
Game Jam?
Early early access.
I see where
Yeah.
you're coming from. However, I can't agree with that on the grounds of you have to shell out cash and
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. That is where I have to concede that point because yes, you do have to shell out cash, and there's no guarantee that what you just shelled out cash for is going to continue getting updates.
Like I said though,
It's
2 words. Game Jam.
yeah, but then like there's the story with Lego Butts and what was happening with Game Jam, and it's just like
Yeah, fair. And so maybe next fest?
maybe I don't know. That's it's one of those. Well, like if I ever get around to actually doing the video game idea I wanted to do, it's like I would opt to release it on like what was it, itch.io first, because I guess you can release games there no problem. I don't know what the parameters are for you to be able to release it on Steam,
I think you
but it
have
would
to like spend $100. Like if I recall right, you got to spend $100. So like, assuming you put it at $50, you got to sell 2 copies just to make what you the amount of cash you spend to get it put on back, and then past that, like everything else you get, like you get a certain percentage of, and then go from there. If I
okay.
recall right.
Right.
But like
Okay,
it's
that
still like
makes
a
sense.
hundred off the top, or maybe closer to 200, but still like somewhere in that range.
Damn. Like at that point I better make damn well sure that the game's worth the money. I'm not about to make something half-assed and all right, here you go, guys. You got to pay me the money I'm owed now. Because
Yep,
I feel like that's the attitude that a lot of people are going into this with.
they really are. If
Because
we're
like,
speaking of
okay,
early access, what's your opinion on 7 Days to Die?
um, you want me to be nice about that, or do you want me to actually be brutally honest?
Brutally honest.
I feel like that's a game that it's just forever stuck in a meme where it'll be 200 years before the game's fully complete.
Actually, if what I
Because that's
hear
the
is
joke.
right, like apparently either this year or next year they're actually going gold and actually even going to re-release it on consoles.
Okay, but they're still in alpha. Like
No,
it's
it's like
what
this is
like
gonna be out of
alpha.
alpha. Like this is gonna be like actually gold, dude. From what I've heard.
Oh shit, really? Okay, it's about damn time.
Yeah, like there's been a lot of talk about that. Like it's either this year or next year they're bringing in like actual human NPCs and
They've
whatnot.
they've been very good at keeping themselves tight-lipped about them because I have heard no chatter whatsoever from
Like it's
anywhere.
like it's on the official 7 days forums, and like there was even something at PAX East, like a project called 7 Days Blood Moon.
Okay. Which yeah, that's on brand for what 7 days was about. Like the blood moon was actually a thing for it was a mechanic within 7 days to die.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder just what the hell's gonna be coming up for 7 days.
Yep.
Because like I gotta really
Um.
browse through the forums again, because like there's all sorts of like shit happening behind the scenes, and like they're even like they even got developer diaries and whatnot. Like they try to
Yep.
keep everyone like updated and whatnot.
That reminds me of like what was it? Oh, what is there's one game that I remember that was in early access. It was well, I'm drawing a blank on it. I can't remember it anymore. That's just great. Um,
While you're trying to think.
there was
Oh, sorry, you first.
no. So I was gonna say like one game developer. He did this all for free. So I don't know if the man's ever going to see a cent of. I don't think he's ever actually going to see a cent of his work, a cent paid to him for his work, just because considering the nature of the mod that it's this is a full conversion mod.
I
You
love
get a copy of Doom
conversions.
2. Yeah, you get a copy of Doom 2 and then you download a mod called Total Chaos.
Oh, that one is so fucking fun.
Yeah. And it just completely changes up like the makeup where it doesn't even look like a Doom game anymore. Like if the guy could go standalone with Total Chaos, that would be fucking awesome. But it's like this was something that took the guy 8 years worth of time to put together, and he made it work. And that's off the Doom 2 engine.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's like, and this is fuck. It's better than most first person horror games I've seen in the last 5 years.
Yep. It's really impressive just what the Doom modding community does.
Yeah. Oh shit, that reminds me. Like, jumping on another tangent real quick, but about like crazy internet people stories. Um, there's what was the dude's name? I think Oompaville did a story on this, and it was fucking wild.
Is it Yandere Dev?
No, but that dude's just as fucking crazy. So you've got Yandere Dev. You've also got the dude that was doing um Max something. Like what's his name?
Something is kind of a weird surname, but I can't judge.
Funny. Um, give me Mama Max. There we go.
Oh, that
I don't know if you know
fucking.
the story.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Uh,
that is a crazy freaking story. Then you come to find out it's all he faked all of it.
imagine my surprise.
Yeah, and apparently, what was it? You've got a YouTuber that managed to cover Sneeko's entire backstory
Fucking.
and
The
just
whole
showed.
Sneeko shit show. Man.
I'm just, I'm like, how do you pancake flip? And then on top of that, like I just don't I gotta go watch the dude's specific video because Oompaville just did like a broad coverage of it. But I kind of want to go watch the actual dude that made the whole ass video covering Sneeko's entire story because I want to see the part. I want to see if there's the part where they mention that Sneeko trash talked like
Moist Critical?
no, not Moist Critical. It was this I don't remember if he's a UFC fighter or if he's a Muay Thai fighter. I think it was a. Hold on, let me see. Um, Hold on, I think I found it. I just gotta remember the dude's name because it was a very interesting. It was
Good lord, they're already talking
yeah.
about
So he
30.
he picked on a UFC fighter that well the guy's considered a nerd just because of how like the dude gets very passionate about something he'll focus on. So if it's
So,
UFC
autistic?
fighting, yeah, he basically has that. But then like what was it? He like cooks his own meals to where like he has keyed his shit down to a science. It is insane. That's like I look at that and I'm like, damn. Meanwhile, I'm over here just trying to cook food for for the maximum flavor possible.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, okay, it's quick, it's done, cool, I've got food.
Yeah, and
You
oh
alright,
shit,
bud?
almost drowned myself. I was taking a sip of my water and I just breathe at the same time. But yeah, Sneeko finds out about this kid, and he fucking talks shit twice to where this kid finally goes, fine, challenging. I'm issuing a challenge. Come fight me. And dude immediately bows out. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like
I'm not surprised
the
that Sneeko is a candy ass.
well, it's like I can't take this kid seriously because as he will flip flop on everything, talk shit, backstab. It's like dude doesn't have a lane. He just doesn't have one.
I still remember when he threatened, what was it, Moist Critical, and then Moist Critical, like, had a video response showing him, like, or, like, cocking like, a gun and
He
showing that
he
he was running
racked
muscular.
he racked his AR-15.
Yeah, it's like,
He had it.
fucking, like, damn, bro.
Sneeko was holding. I think he was holding like two 1911 magazines to the camera, calling them clips.
Bruh. Oh
And
my
I
lord.
cringed. I cringed so hard because I'm like, dude, please shut up.
It's like,
It's like,
how? Oh, now I'm cringing.
uh-huh, uh-huh. And sure enough, Moist Critical's response was, you utter buffoon. It is a magazine. And he's like, taking the mag out of his AR-15, unracking the bolt carrier so he could eject the round that was already in the chamber. So I'm like, fucking Charlie over here doing all the gun safety while still being threatening as hell.
Yep.
It's the passive threat, and it's just like, homeboy's is never gonna learn his lesson.
No, he is not, until he bites off more than he can chew, and then he'll probably be a news story. And I hate to put it
I'm
like that, but I mean, am I
I'm
wrong?
expecting him. I'm expecting him to go the way that what the fuck was his name? The idiot that got thrown in Japanese prison.
Oh, that's the fucking dumbass who was running through the streets, had like fish and shit, right?
Johnny Somali.
Johnny
Johnny
Somali,
Somali.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm expecting him to go the same way that Johnny Somali went.
I
He
figured
does
either that
something.
or a mortuary.
Mm. I honestly do not. I do not wish that on anyone. Just
Nor do
because.
I. Like, I honestly hope the dude fucking lives and turns his life around. But it would not surprise me to see him bite off more than he could chew and somebody
Hmm.
finally cash in the receipts. And I hate to say that, but I mean, look at how this shit goes.
Well, it's like he's been doing this to himself.
Yep.
It's been pointed out by other people on more than one occasion. This dude is doing it simply to stay relevant because it's all he can do. He's
Yep.
pretty much a lolcow at this point.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Yep. And of course, when someone decides to step up and be like, "All right, come on, what's up?" Oh God, no, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Like, bro, one of these days, someone is gonna step up that isn't gonna take you saying sorry and leaving it at that.
Yep.
They're gonna want to see you run hands.
The check always comes due eventually, whether you like it or not.
Hmm. I got something weird in my recommended.
You got one you recommended?
I got a weird video in my recommended.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the seven deadly sins as YouTubers.
I saw that one showing up in my recommended as well. The YouTube algorithm is fucking weird.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, now my top recommended is a man ate 120 gummy probiotics for lunch. This is what happened to his organs. And yes, I am an avid chubby emu fan. Then Steven Seagal's energy drinks. I don't think I want to know.
No.
It's a Joel clip, so you know this one's gotta be fun.
Steven Seagal energy drinks. Sorry, I would much rather take my chances with Jocko Willink's energy drinks.
Understandable.
I've actually tried them. I'm gonna just say this. Don't expect it to taste good, but if you're looking to actually get an energy drink that does what it says on the can, yeah, just chug and chug quickly because it's gonna taste bitter as hell. But once you get it down, you are gonna be firing on all cylinders for like the next 8 hours.
What drink is that?
Um, Here, actually, I'm gonna search it up because it's. I think. Um, I think Amazon probably has listing for it.
No problem. I think my favorite energy drink I ever had, which they no longer do, was like the Real Tree energy drinks. Do you remember those?
The what?
Real Tree energy drinks.
I I don't remember them.
Do you remember Team Real Tree? Or was that just a northern thing?
Um, no, I don't remember Real Tree to be honest. Here, let me take a quick look at that.
It's like they had genuinely the best energy drinks and then just discontinued them. Like it was great flavor. They did what they said they did. They fucking energized you. And like again, great flavor.
You said it was Real Tree?
Yeah, all one word. Team, which is it's the first word, and then Real Tree, which is like the
Oh,
one word.
Team Real Tree Outdoor Energy. Oh, okay. Wow, these actually look pretty good.
Yeah.
Blaze Orange, White Buck,
Wait, are they still
Citrus.
making them?
I'm looking at eBay. It's just empty bottles.
Oh yes, those things have been gone for a while then.
There's a can version. Hold on a second. Let me. Because they're basically holding the recipe for these energy drinks hostage, all because they can't agree over anything. Okay, so there's a there's a energy drink
So,
thread concerning real tree energy drinks.
okay, so it's just a
Yeah,
pissing match over licensing agreements and whatnot then.
let me see real quick. I'm pulling this up. I'm not sure if this can be asked here, but I was doing a Google search for about half an hour. I couldn't find anything for it. I haven't seen the Real Tree energy drink in years. Did they get discontinued? When you click on their site, it's for sale, but nothing online says anything about the drinks no longer being made. Oh Jesus, this thread is 2 years old.
That's crazy.
Let's see, 3 months late, but I found your thread Googling for the exact same thing. Apparently, two companies have been fighting over licensing agreements for years, which would make sense because the product was never rebranded and nothing else tasted like it. Real Tree citrus energy drinks were my favorite.
They were great.
It's a shame because they're basically holding the recipe for these energy drinks hostage, all because they can't agree over anything. At least that's as far as I read through it. Here's the link. It's a casetext.com. Country Breeze Ventures LLC versus Jordan Outdoor enters limited trading and distribution. Well, shit, that's a court case.
Shocker there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So see. Oh, okay. 7 months ago, I was just talking about them with my brother because I used to drink them all the time. When I was searching, I found this link. Hope it helps. And it's the oh, okay. It's just another casetext.com. Same link.
Okay.
Let's see. Take a quick gander at it. Summary judgment standard. Okay, hold on. It's the verdict. Okay, you know what? Case details. Country Breeze Ventures versus Jordan Outdoor enters. Citations, citing cases. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, man. All right, opinion. Where is the verdict? Gotta go all the way to the bottom. Oh shit! Discussion. Article 1, breach of contract claims. Article 2, fraudulent inducement claim. Conclusion. As discussed above, Country Breeze's summary judgment motion, ECF number 28, is denied. Realtree's summary judgment motion, ECF numbers 29 and 32, is granted as to Country Breeze's fraudulent inducement claim, but otherwise denied. This action will be placed on the calendar for the court's September trial term. The notice of pretrial conference will be issued in the summer. It is so ordered this day, 15th day of April 2020. And I guess they never followed up on it.
Yeah.
Damn, son. It just got thrown into litigation hell.
I'm unfortunately not surprised.
What the fuck?
It's a shame too, because like genuinely, those were the best energy drinks money could buy, dude. Like, admittedly, I was way younger than I should have been when I was drinking those, but they were so fucking good. They were a
Oh,
staple in Maine. Not sure
I,
how
I
elsewhere, but
drank.
at least in Maine, dude.
I think my first introduction to energy drinks was Monster when I was in middle school.
Mine was
And I thought they.
Red Bull when I was like in, I'd like to say fifth or sixth grade.
Oh no, I take it back. I was. I it was. So this is funny. I ended up in like a marathon running team in middle school, and we did a run around what was it? I think it was the Rose Bowl, and there was a rock star. There was a rock star van that like I don't know what happened, but the dude showed up to us and he's like, "Look, you guys can take as many of these cans as you want because I've been told I got to get rid of these. These are all samples. I can't bring them back."
Okay.
And rather than throwing them in the trash, he just came up to all these students and went, "Hey, you guys want free drinks?"
How that's sketchy
So of
as
course,
fuck, dude. Holy shit.
woo, and no, like it was all branded stuff, and like we're seeing his like van, and like it's like everyone's going home for the day because the Rose Bowl was done,
Okay.
and it was like a whole football event, but then like there was another like running thing that we were doing beforehand with the Rose Bowl. We got back at the end of the Rose Bowl games, and I was like, "Fuck, I didn't get to watch the game." Made up for it by getting like five, six. Shit, I lost the count after six cans of how many of the rock stars I had, but there was like these like cherry red with like black cans. They were delicious.
Also, I think it was
Could
about
not
the
sleep that whole
time.
day.
Like that sounds pretty similar or familiar to me. Cause like it was like 2016 or so, maybe in 2015. I got like a whole bunch of like old, let's say old, but like discarded energy drinks myself. Like there was all Rockstar shit. Like it's all different flavors too.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. Like some things are just apparently universal.
Yeah, I think it's they were trying to do like they were trying to do like A/B testing to see which ones they could give out more of. I guess flavor response or something. And it's like that's how they decided what was going to be like the main staple flavors for Rockstar or whatnot.
Hmm.
Which, granted, I don't think that cherry flavor did too good because I never saw it again after that. Like the closest thing there is to it is a fruit punch.
That shit is fucking vile, the fruit punch.
I fucking love it.
See, I've never really been a fruit punch kind of guy, though. Like, the only fruit
Eh,
punch thing I could ever, like, choke down was, and they don't even make this anymore as far as I'm aware, was the Surefine, which was a store brand, fruit punch soda.
oh wow, that actually sounds good.
It was really freaking good. But then the local IGA type store just closed down, and then you can't even buy that
Oh
anymore.
yeah,
I don't even know if the
yeah.
Surefine brand is even a thing anymore.
That was probably something was like an in home like an in house brand
Yeah,
because
Surefine was
there's a
spelled SHUR, which was kind of weird. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
okay,
man.
no that's actually I've never heard of the store but or the brand but yeah that's yeah, it might as well have been a home like a home brand because like with like Food Line, for example, you've got oh what the fuck? It's like it's not Dr. Pepper, it's Dr. Perky.
Yeah, Food Lion is just the regional version. It's literally just Hannaford, but like the non-main version of it.
Yeah,
Like you guys call Food Lion Mainers and possibly others call Hannaford. Like it's the same
Hannaford.
store, dude. Yeah,
Yeah. We
HANNAFORD.
yeah, we also got was it Lidl and Aldi's?
Okay.
And I laughed my ass off with Lidl though because I was just like, damn, I need some caffeine. Grabbed a random energy drink off the shelf. Read the can later on before I popped it up, and I'm like, it says Gorilla energy drink.
Okay.
Okay, it does what it says on the tin. Like that was it. There was like no fancy flavor text or nothing. It was just like Gorilla Energy, and then on the other side of the can, it just said energy drink.
When you say gorilla, are you talking like in the trenches or whoa?
It's literally just like a gorilla from like just name any gorilla you've ever seen. You
Ah,
know,
Magilla
just
gorilla.
yeah. It's just I'm looking at this. I'm like, huh, this is the most no frills thing I've seen so far. It just does what it says on the tin.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it worked. It got me up and running for like about 2 hours before I metabolized the caffeine out of my system. Like just now, I'm starting to feel tired because it's finally metabolizing.
Nice.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, Jocko Go is the name of the Jocko Willink energy drink.
Okay.
Yeah, dude's also come out with a protein shake called Mulk.
Protein shakes. Ugh.
I like him
I
because
ugh.
I can only cook so much meat and eat it in one sitting is my problem.
That is fair. I just, for the life of me, I I have yet to find a protein drink or shake of any sort that I actually enjoy, other than like the quote un like other than the carnation drinks.
Oh man, I know one that you would probably like. There's just one problem,
What's
and
that?
that's that it's a GNC brand and it's like stupid expensive.
Yeah, that's so I wouldn't buy it anyways. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a whey protein with
Ugh,
uh
whey.
thermo a ther thermogenic like compounds added into the protein shake. So it's like it's this like it's called Waybolic and it's supposed to be part of like GNC's pro pro athlete line of like just fitness enhancement.
Okay.
And I tried it once when I had the cash for it, and I'm like, oh, this tastes delicious. It ain't doing shit for me though, because if this has stimulants in it, I'm burning the stimulants before they get to do anything.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I have yet to find, especially when it comes to whey drinks, one of those I actually enjoy. They usually all almost instantly trigger my gag reflex.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, because
Um,
I have a very weak gag reflex, which makes taking the bucket to go to the compost bin fun.
I knew guys back in high school that like I don't know what the fuck was going on, but these dudes were like getting these exaggeratingly large tubs of protein powder.
Oh yeah, at one
And
point, protein powder jugs used to be extremely cheap, like store brand. Like you could buy the ridiculously large ones for like
yep,
$6.
yep. And so I was seeing these dudes having these like specialized shaker cups where they could like have a second compartment that's screwed into the bottom of the shaker cup, and they would like somehow flush level the protein powder into that compartment and then seal it into the shaker cup, and then open the shaker cup and throw in more fucking powder into the shaker cup itself. It's like you're fucking overdosing on that shit. You don't need that much.
Oh come on, clearly you do. You gotta just max those gains.
I there was a time when even when I was like seriously weightlifting, I wasn't using any of that stuff, and that's just because my mom could cook to feed an army.
That's fair.
So it's like now I don't cook to feed an army. I cook to feed like a small number of people, and it's like eh. I can't cook. I can't justify cooking 20 pounds worth of meat and just serving it to everybody because not everyone's gonna eat the meat or the pasta or the salad. So
That's
it's
fair.
like, yeah, it's like, cool, I'm just gonna cater this to who I know is gonna eat what and just make extra of that for that specific person.
When I like cook for the house, I tend to cook enough so that way there's food for a couple of days. Just
Yeah.
just so that way there's plenty to go. So if for whatever reason we're all down and none of us can cook, there's still plenty of food ahead.
Yeah, that's I don't have a problem with that. It's just like leftovers pile up pretty bad. Like
You
here, I don't
ain't
know what it
kidding.
is.
You ain't kidding, dude. Holy shit.
It's like I'll close the door and open. I was like, what the fuck? Where'd all these leftovers come from?
I gotta really do a fucking finishing of the house fridge again. Like, there's so many just random odds and ends that gotta be just taken out, like old condiments and whatnot. Cause
Yeah.
like I make a joke like there's this running joke kind of on Twitch, like how I've got a mustard cellar where I'm aging mustard. Like there's that fucking joke, and it's like entirely because like I kind of am unintentionally aging mustard because like that fridge is a fucking black hole for condiments, dude.
It aged like a fine mustard.
Like I'm not even kidding you when I say I got mustard's like 5 or 6 years old plus in there.
Jesus.
I mean, you say that, but like aged mustard fucking tastes better than the newer shit.
I
And
mean, as long as it's like the stuff that's made from just mustard seed, then
it's
sure.
not like even the yellow mustard ain't, man. Like it's all old shit, but it tastes decent.
Yeah.
Even the spicy brown is better aged.
That's one of those like kind of like I'm like, what changed? Like, what are they changing in the formulation when they sell this stuff?
I know.
Because what was it? I think it was. I was hearing complaints that people are not able to mix in the chocolate milk mix.
What are you talking like Nesquik? Or are you talking like chocolate
Yeah,
syrup?
yeah, Nesquik. Like something's going on with the Nesquik powder mix where like it doesn't fully break down into the milk.
Yeah,
There's
no, it
like a
doesn't anymore.
clumping.
Like Nesquik, whatever they did to their formula now, it's shit. Like I ended up buying some like a few months ago to mix with my milk, and I ended up just using it for coffee instead because it, for whatever reason, only dissolves in hot stuff, unlike
Yeah,
like cold, like it should.
Yeah, they probably added like a heat resistant bonding agent or something that only breaks down under high heat.
That's my guess too, because like I said, like trying to do it for chocolate milk was a joke.
Yeah. The only reason I say that is because there's a brand of chocolate. There's a brand of hot chocolate that I grew up with, where the only way that chocolate they sell it to you in chocolate discs.
Oh, you
So you
talking
basically
abuela or abuelita?
yeah, yeah, abuelita. So you just take a chocolate disc, throw it in a freaking pot, fill it with milk, and then just let that melt down after enough time, and it's like only because you've exposed it to a stupid amount of heat does it finally start to break down and actually melt.
I could not find myself enjoying that stuff. Like I bought a disc a couple years ago and made it because I was like, okay, let's see, a disc of cocoa. This is something we've never had before. Okay, like
Yeah,
this is back when I still had food stamps before I got fucked over,
yeah,
and, like this is around the time I was fighting against to get my disability back,
yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
anyways, like ended up getting that trying, and I don't know, I just none of us in the house liked it. Which was a shame because it seemed like it would be pretty good. Like it smelled good even, but it just wasn't to our palates, which was a shame, man.
It's also just because of the way that the chocolate breaks down. Some people like they'll have a texture issue with it,
It's not the
and
texture
I
so much
I
as the
understand.
flavor.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah, like
I
I
know
don't
some people that have complained to me that it's a texture issue for them.
see. I've got nothing against the texture. I actually kind of think the texture is neat, but that flavor. Ooh.
So one thing you could do, or two things you could do, to kind of change up the flavor a bit. It would, well, again, it's up to you if you want to do this, but like mixing in like one part coffee and a sprinkle of like a sprinkle of like Splenda or sugar or even just honey if you want to.
I could see
Something to
that
kind of just
working.
sweeten it up because it's kind of like a dark chocolate almost.
See, I love dark chocolate, but for me, it was the spices in it that I didn't like.
Yeah, because yeah, it has a specific flavor profile to it, and
Like if I'm having dark chocolate, I want more of a Swiss Miss type experience,
yeah,
not like a spiced experience. Like if I want spiced, I'll just break into my herbal tea, which I forgot to get herbal tea this weekend. Um,
I
like
need to
I
actually check up on my stash because I probably need to start using some of that stuff. It's just been sitting around collecting dust in a container.
I'm just down to one thing of wild berry zinger, one partial thing of berries plus zinc, and or blackberry currant, something like that plus zinc, and then
Yeah,
150 pack of black tea and 150 pack of green tea, and that's it.
I've got a let's see, I've got a 100 pack of matcha green tea. I've got like maybe 20 packs of constant. I think it's constant comment. 10 packs of English, 10 packs of white tea, uh, ginger, lemon, and honey, raspberry, and if I remember correctly, I think I also have a hazelnut, a bag of hazelnut tea, as well as a box contain a metal box tin of like a fruit tea of some sort.
If I give you my address, could you hook a brother up? I'm willing to trade a couple of cans of spam.
Oh man,
I just got a
I could.
6 pack of spam.
Jeez,
Yeah.
spam ain't so bad. Actually, I think I ran out of spam. I need to re up.
Well, hey man, I'm willing to trade like 3 cans of spam for a couple of boxes of tea.
Yeah. Back to the bartering days. Once
Oh
the shit
yeah.
breaks down. Oh man, that's one thing that kind of worries me is like if things do pop off, like everyone's afraid of. People think it's like, oh, it's fine. It'll just go off in a bang, and everything's gonna be destroyed in a flash of glory. It's like, no, that is not at all how it's gonna go down. The lights are gonna be off. in the next 48 hours, you're gonna start hearing word of mouth that a bunch of people ain't with us no more.
Yep.
Or if you're smart enough to get yourself a ham radio, you'll be hearing it on the ham radio. Apart from that, good luck getting around because chances are 99.99% of the vehicles that exist won't be operational anymore
Yeah, I mean,
because they all rely on electronics.
I've got all sorts of canned foods. I've got retort pouches of different stuff. There's a freshwater spring, like a couple of like not too far down the road. Like
Yeah.
I'd say about half a mile. So like I'm good on the food and water situation. Like we even have a garden, shitload of seeds, and whatnot. Like hell, we even have animals and whatnot we raise, man. Like if the worst happened, like we'd be fucking golden here. It's more the neighbors that would probably be. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely it's definitely one of those things where it's just preparation is key.
Yeah.
And it's almost 2 o'clock.
I noticed. I gotta be up by 8 o'clock.
Oh shit! We should probably cut it here then.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we'll
probably.
just keep rambling and on and on and on and on.
I mean, if you want to keep rambling, I'm more than down to ramble, dude.
I don't want to keep you up, man.
It's
That,
fine,
that's
man.
what that's what all the other days of the week are for. We can keep doing this crap.
Ah, shit, you're right. You're right.
uh,
Yeah. I suppose there anything you need before I go off?
nah, man. Just if you want me to do another advice corner or something.
Sure, what you got for advice, Kamoku?
um, remember, kids, don't fucking breathe while you're drinking your water. While the thing that's keeping you hydrated can also be used as a way of waterboarding yourself.
Hey, I got a good one, too. Don't forget to wrap it before you...
Almost spat my drink out at the monitor.
See, that, kids, is called comedic timing. See, that is something I actually learned, like, from my grandfather. Like, I seem to almost have a fucking preternatural sense of when to crack jokes like that as a person's getting ready to eat or drink something.
When it came back with the vengeance.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. That's a perfect place to stop then.
Yeah, definitely. Have a good night and thanks for listening.